What does it take to be a master? Courage to face your fears. Power to defeat your enemies. Strategy in choosing your allies. But above all, you need to be a hero.
Welcome to the MXM Tag Team Tournament right here live from the Esports Arena in Santa Ana. I am Margaret Luprosa-Crone, your host for the evening. Before we start everything, I want to extend a huge thank you to all of our alpha testers. You guys have been amazing, and we wouldn't have this beta without you and your feedback. And also, I want to extend a huge thank you to our development team back in Korea, as well as all of our studios, our Aliso Viejo studio, our Brighton studio, and our Austin studio, kicking butt to make sure that you guys have an amazing experience. But before we do anything, I want to talk about the people that are here. We have an amazing slew of co-casters, I should say. So on this couch, I want to let you guys go ahead and introduce one another, and then we'll talk a little bit about what MXM is.
Thank you, Maggie. My name is Jason Lieberman, aka Juji. I am the producer for MXM. I coordinate with all the teams on the project. I also oversee game design changes, master balancing, and new game content.
Hey Maggie, thank you for the awesome introduction. I am Deirdre, aka Dee Hollis, and I am the community manager for MXM. Very happy to be here, very happy to be able to see all of our fans come and enjoy more MXM, and just really...
She's been waiting for this moment.
Oh my goodness, I've been like losing sleep too. Oh yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I'm also Sunshine on the forums alongside Juji. You'll see our names quite often over the next few weeks and months, and hopefully years and years to come.
Yes. And over here on the other couch, we have our wonderful casters as well as...
Hey there. My name is Sean Orlikowski. I'm one of the brand managers on the title. We handle all of the communication going out to you guys. We handle a lot of work with Jason as well on making sure the game is awesome as best as it can be. My in-game name is Valor, so you'll see me running around playing games with you guys too. And we'll be helping you keep track of the games tonight.
And I am Nico Stevens. I'm the lead writer for MXM from our localization team. So if you see any text in game, there's a good chance that I'm the one who's behind the keyboard typing it. Also, my in-game screen name is Rumpelo for those of you who've seen me in game or on the forums. And I hope to see you guys on the bridge too.
The infamous
And these
Rumpelo.
guys are actually pretty good. Like they've been kicking butt in the office as well. But to start things off, I kind of want to talk a little bit about what MXM is, and I'm going to actually throw this to you, Sean. Give us what MXM is in 2 sentences. Go.
Oh, 2 sentences.
Yeah, and then we'll go into in-depth stuff.
MXM is an awesome action game with a variety of different game modes to play. We have an awesome tag mechanic that lets you choose 2 characters instead of 1, making the combos that you can bring into a match endless, and it's a ton of fun.
All right, and now to the good stuff. For those of you who have played MXM before, we're going to be doing a ton of things in the beta. So I want to start things off. How do you be part of the beta? How do you get to play this game? And I'm going to let Sunshine take this away.
Well, that's a very, very good question, actually. We are loading up into CBT, which is also known as closed beta. It's for anybody who's basically signed up for our newsletter, and you can do that if you haven't done it already. Please do so. It's playmxm.com. You'll see a prompt right there. Sign up for beta, and basically what will happen is when beta begins, we'll be sending you an email with a code that will be applied to your account, and then you'll be welcomed. For those who have already signed in and played in our alphas and all of that, you're already welcome. You're going to get an invite. But if it makes you feel better, it doesn't hurt to sign up again just to make sure.
Oh, yeah. Do it again. Just keep signing up.
Just sign up.
Yeah.
Actually, don't.
Sign up your friends.
That goes into our counter, and you count as another sign up.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, you
sign
know what?
up. All the accounts. Every account.
We want everybody, the whole world to sign up.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your girlfriends,
tell
your dog. Basically get everybody into closed beta. We want you all in.
So now people who get into beta, there's going to be some goodies this time around.
Oh yeah, there's some real good goodies. So like in our alphas, you will get a closed beta title. So anybody who has logged in and played during beta gets a special title called Beta Master. It's really something that we giggle at. Like it's Jason's favorite thing on earth.
Not a lot of thought went into that one.
Are you kidding? That took like a whole entire entire team.
I want to see the Twitch chat right now. It's probably going crazy.
And then also you'll get a special edition, beta-only Tajin skin, and we're going to go ahead and show that. Yeah,
too,
and basically with that Tajin skin, if you play 7 days in closed beta, you go ahead and get this. Will be applied to your account upon launch.
I like to call him Bajan.
We've been affectionately referring to him as Bajan.
Hey, how you doing, Bajan?
He is pretty hot. Like
Tay-Bay.
that's probably the best skin I've seen on Tajin. So yeah, definitely that's going to be a popular one.
Yeah, and
if you're gonna, the only way you can get it though is by playing in beta for
Yes.
7
For 7
days.
days.
Everybody who plays for 7 days through our beta gets the skin, and it is not going to be available again. So you get to be that person who shows off infinitely for being here early.
And while our teams get set up, we're going to talk a little bit about the game and show off some new stuff that's in the game. So the first thing that you're going to notice is, and I'm going to let Jason over there take this one.
Thank you, Maggie.
Yeah.
So since the last alpha, we've actually made a lot of changes to the game. With the alpha, we collected a lot of feedback from players, and we've actually implemented a lot of those changes. So with the UI, we've actually completely revamped the UI since then.
It looks so beautiful. We've gotten a lot of comments from this. I know Dyrus was like, oh man, I love how great it looks. So if we can just show that in game and show people what that looks like. It's kind of like a heads-up display. I don't know if you guys can talk a little bit about the design behind that.
Sure. Before we had like a planet display where we could dispatch into different modes, but we've actually streamlined how you dispatch into the game, so it's really easy to jump in and play.
Yes.
Everything's right at your fingertips. Very, very quick and in your face. And
we had some new graphic updates to some of the characters and some of the
Yes,
maps.
so we've also made a lot of changes to the graphics. We polished up all the 3D models with high-res textures. All the maps have been polished, and we also added more lighting and blooming effects to the game.
And the jukebox, the thing that everybody loves. Let's talk a little bit about
the
that.
jukebox on our social hub has a list of all songs from Blade Soul, Ion, and even exclusive songs from MXM. My personal favorite is Upside Down.
Oh no, they're playing it.
As
I'm so sick. No, I'm just kidding. We love the song, but it's literally been playing all the time.
it's basically the theme song of our testing period for this game.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps putting the tokens in the jukebox for it.
So there's some other cool things about the new UI as well. If you zoom into your character there, Mr. DJ Coom, while you're rocking out, you notice that we've added a little bit of statistics there as well. So you can see your win-loss rate if you just came out of PvP, and that'll show you for the mode that you just came out of. And if you come out of a PvE game, it'll also show you like rare monsters that you've killed and other statistics that go with it as well. Yeah, challenge.
Yeah.
It'll dynamically pull from whichever game mode you were last playing.
Which is pretty cool.
Rock it out, Coom.
Yeah, look at him. He's so cool. I can never get over how awesome he looks. Speaking of masters and looking at Coom's lovely skin there, we do have a new master in our edition. You want to talk a little bit about that, Sean?
Yes. We have added the Statesman character from City of Heroes. Now, this is something Jason and I both
You have nothing
very,
to fear.
very closely work together
Well, a
on.
statesman is here.
We were both huge fans of City of Heroes, and we knew that this character would make a great complement to the MXM roster.
I mean, he's a hero. He's
He's a
already
hero.
ready to be a master.
The MXM story, and Nico can tell you more about the MXM story, but the main gist is you are humanity fighting
You
back
have nothing to
against
fear.
a
A statesman is here.
a mechanized menace who is trying to just conquer humanity, conquer Earth, and all that stuff. The Masters have come back to reclaim Earth, and I mean, that's what a hero does, right? He saves people. He is a selfless hero in the face of evil, and Statesman.
Got
is
anything to add to that, Nico?
Yeah, I
As
mean,
the writer, did he do
so-
it? Did he do it justice?
he did it. Yeah, he did an alright job.
Okay.
there.
all right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, you're talking about an Earth that's already been taken over, right? So humanity has kind of left Earth and has kind of recouped their losses, gotten back together, come back with this new type of warrior called the Master, and with the help of the Amari, which are another race, and actually one of the characters in the game, Demonos, one of our masters, he is an Amari. And with their help, they've come back. They have gotten the ship that is affectionately called Dredgian.
Uh-oh, what did
As
Dyrus do?
Upside Down starts up again.
Oh no, he's giggling over there. I see him.
And yeah, so they're coming back to take Earth, and they're going to take it one mission at a time. That's actually a whole section of the game is retaking Earth.
And so beyond the masters, we also added a new thing called master combos. Do you want to talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah. So this is something that It's a little scary to be adding to the game, but we've had a lot of fun with it so far, and we hope you guys will too. Basically, a number of the abilities that some of the masters have will actually carry over when you swap out. Now, as you know, there's a tag mechanic in the game. You have two characters. You can switch between them by scrolling your mouse wheel. What we didn't have before was persistence in their skills. So now when you throw up a snowstorm on yourself as Erna and you swap to your tanky statesman and fly in, you're going to still have that snowstorm around you doing damage. When you lift somebody up into the air with Haru as Lilu, and then switch to Mondo Zax and just laser the heck out of them. Those are cool things that you're able to do, and we're really excited to see the combos that you guys put in, and hopefully it doesn't break the game.
I'm
beta.
curious
We'll
to
find
see
out.
how these guys are going to do with that, because they always find new things and find OP ways to make those. I'm like, how can I get Death Knight to transfer over into my other characters? He's one of my favorites. I guess the next thing is the free master rotation. I don't know if we had this before, but now we're kind of messing around with that a little bit. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Jason?
Sure, Maggie. So during the CBT, we'll have master rotation opened up with 5 masters for everyone. And then on the last week of the CBT, we'll also have all masters available with ranked mode.
And moving into our content, speaking of which, we have a whole slew of content. So if you guys have never played MXM before, it is intense. There is like every mode that you could ever think of. It is the battle arena. So I think a lot of people see it as the 5v5, but that is not all we have. Do you want to talk a little bit and start with that?
Yeah. I mean, 5v5 is by far not our only game mode. It's obviously one that's very popular with gamers. We have our own take on it. You'll see a bunch of that with our people here, and we've showed it before in our past tests. But we do have a 3v3 mode, which is like just a team deathmatch, 5-minute, quick, get in, stay alive as much as you can, kill the other team as much as you can. Not very objective based, other than working as a team and killing each other.
Definitely a lot more hectic.
It is hectic, yes.
Yeah.
You've got 5 minutes and a couple different stages that will alter themselves as well. So you're constantly working to try and keep everybody off your team and keep those points up.
Yeah, it's a non-stop battle, and you're always constantly going for objectives, and so it'll be interesting to see how you guys like it. I know a lot of people so far have been like, I'm not really into MOBAs, but I really do like this game.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, we also have 4v4 is going to be a new mode. We're not going to show it tonight. We still have some final touches on the development side to show, but you guys want to talk a little bit about what that mode is going to be like?
You're going to take that one, Nico?
Sure. So 4v4 is, I guess you could say it's kind of a little bit of a mix of 3v3 and 5v5, because you kind of have the fast-paced, dynamic, rough and tumble gameplay from 3 and 3, where it's a lot of just skirmishes all around the map. And then you have the objectives kind of pulled in from the 5v5 mode, where you have all of these points that are scattered around the map that you need to capture and hold. And it's not just 3 or 4 points to where your team can kind of grab them and hunker down. There's like a dozen of them. So you're going to need to stay on the move, and you can't stay anywhere too long because you're going to get overrun.
Yeah, I mean, and they're somewhat close to each other, but they're still far enough away to where one character is not going to be able to cover everything, for sure. You're going to have to work as a team. You're going to have to change your coverage as the enemy team moves, and just hold the points as long as you can, because you're trying to get to achieve a score, obviously higher than the enemy team, in order to take that game mode.
And now moving into, not only do we have all these PvP modes, we also have some player versus environment modes. And where do we want to start with that? We have a lot here.
Well, so first of all, I kind of alluded to this a little bit back when we were talking about the story of the game.
Yeah.
We do have 5 different stages that each have 4 areas in them. And the way that works out is you'll pick your stage, and then you'll select your sub-area of that stage and go in. And these different stages are different locations around the planet that you're trying to retake. They're kind of like points of interest that you're going after. And they also have different difficulty modes. And as you progress through the difficulty modes, you're going to have different monsters that come up. You're going to have different attacks that the monsters have.
It'll make you go through more of the stage.
Yeah.
So sub-stages
and
to
different
the
parts of it.
sub-stages.
Yeah.
And there's
exactly.
also different modes to those stages.
Yes, yes. These different stages, they're kind of set up in different ways. So different masters are good at certain areas, and other masters are better at other areas.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how that breaks down?
Yeah, sure. So we have an attunement system in the game, and everything is separated into 3 attunements. So you have Ardent, Kinetic, and Helix. I guess affectionately labeled red, blue, and green, just because that's kind of the color the symbol
Rock,
is.
paper, scissors.
Yeah, it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors system. And the way that works is you have each one of them being effective or weak against another attunement. The one that you're effective against, you will deal 15% more damage to, and you will take 15% less damage from, and vice versa. If you're weak against an attunement, you will take 15% more damage and deal 15%
Now,
less.
it's not a game breaker or anything like that. It's still skill is the number one thing that matters in MXM. You are aiming your basic attacks. You're moving with WASD. You're jumping out of the way of damage. You're dodge rolling. You're using your abilities. You're skill shotting everything. So that is the main core gameplay of it. That's the thing that sets us apart. Really is we are, even though we have the isometric view, we are still giving you full control over your character. And if you're getting out of the way of damage, it doesn't matter if they're doing 15% more.
I was just about to say, no attunement is going to save you if you aren't hitting your shots.
Yes.
So that is the big number one thing. Everything is skill shots, even down to your auto, what would normally be called an auto attack. We call weapon attacks in our game because there's nothing automatic about it. You need to aim. It's 100% skill shots. If you've got a rifle and you're firing away, well, you better make sure you're landing those bullets.
Another exciting thing about PvE is just because it's PvE doesn't mean that we can't throw a competitive aspect into it.
Yes.
We do have a competitive aspect in PvE where we have leaderboards, and once you get into the higher rankings, like the nightmare mode where it's just tough stuff. Enemies.
The monster looks at you the wrong way, you drop dead.
Basically, yes. So we will have leaderboards for that. Now we have rankings from all the way from D all the way up to triple S rank. And the fastest people who get through on the best rank, those people are going to be prominently displayed on that stage and shown that this is the person who's done it the best so far. And that's actually part of our tournament today.
Yeah, we're going to see that will be one of the first bits of our tournament today. And also, I forgot, let's take one step back before we go back to PvE, because there's even more PvE than just that. But we didn't talk about minigames.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about minigames. I always think these are funny. I remember I was playing with Judy a little bit while back, and he's very good at getting candy. And when you guys get to that minigame, it's intense. Basically, you're battling over, like, everyone needs to get candy because your health is continually depleting. And the music's so it pumps you up.
The minigames are a big departure from the rest of MXM as far as the mood or the attitude of it.
Yeah.
5v5, very serious business, obviously, because it's serious business. Mini games, we have a mode where you're running around your health is constantly depleting. You're running around trying to gather candy to keep your health up.
But there's how many versions of these? Because we're not going to be able to get through all of them.
There's about 11 mini games we have right now. My favorite is the obstacle course.
Which one is that one? Kind of talk a little bit about.
You're basically running around trying to get to the end of the map, and just going through all these different obstacles, jumping over
Well,
like
the statesman is here.
Electric
lasers,
white layers,
trying to electrocute you, trying to knock you off things, slow you down.
Some room for my heroic moves.
There's some cool stuff. There's switches you can flip to block other masters who are running in a certain
Well,
way.
and that kind of plays into,
didn't even
as much
scratch
as
the
they
suit.
are you go and you blow off some steam maybe in between games,
Make
stuff
some
like that.
room for my
I've
heroic
kind
moves.
of coined them as tiny little salt arenas where you can play with your friends and they will destroy you in the worst way possible.
I feel like the mini games stress me out, though, in
little,
comparison
yeah,
to
they
some of the
can.
other stuff. Like the other thing, I'm like, okay, I lost because I didn't do something well. This, I'm like, I just didn't get to the candy first.
Or someone picks up a box and you get electrocuted and you can't get out of the way of something.
Or they knock me off the edge of and knock me into stuff. So hopefully we'll see some of the different mini games when we get to that mode.
There's some fun ones for sure.
Yes. And the final thing we have for PvE, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So one of the big things that we have for PvE, outside of just those normal stages that are kind of more story-based, more about retaking Earth, you'll notice as you look through our roster that we have certain masters who are from other NCSoft titles. You've got Poharan, Jin So-young, we've got Ritlock from Guild Wars 2, Mondo Zax, Fire Spirit, or Numa, who is a Fire Spirit from Ion, and
You always
so
call
on
her
and so
First.
forth.
I mean, everyone calls her that.
Yeah.
In-house.
These characters, a lot of them are unlocked through these special PvE stages that are kind of ripped right out of the game that they they're kind of an homage to that game. So for example, if you want to unlock Ritlock, you need to play through Ascalonian Catacombs, which anybody playing Guild Wars 2 or even Guild Wars 1 would be aware of.
But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. There's other ways
Correct.
to get it.
There are
as
other
well.
ways to unlock
You
it.
could pay us money. We're happy. we're okay with that. But every character in the game can be earned through gameplay.
Yeah.
That's one thing we want to stress. When you start the game, you get 2 characters for free. Through the tutorial, you get another one. Finishing the tutorial, you'll have enough currency to buy even another one on top of that, if not more. And all the other masters can be earned just through gameplay, through completing achievements and other things like that. Even the Now the achievement for the NCSoft characters, as we talked about, is tied to their stage. So by playing Escalon Catacombs, by playing Black Ram Supply Chain for Blade and Soul, you're unlocking Ritlock and Poharon through the use of their item.
Yeah.
But characters can also be unlocked through our in-game currency as well if you choose to support the game.
Yeah. And tons of skins already. I mean,
Tons
we're
of
just
skins.
in beta, and we already have a slew of them. I don't even know. Does anyone have a calculation of how many of those are?
Over 80?
We have almost 40 masters, and there's
Make some
at
room
least
for my
2 or 3
heroic
on each
moves.
one,
Yeah.
sometimes more. So yeah, there's quite a few.
There's a lot, and there's more coming.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And we also have, coming up some contests that will encourage, player
Can you
participation.
talk a little bit about that at all?
I can't give too many details, but in the coming weeks, we will be announcing some sort of design contest of some sort.
Get your creative hats on, kiddies.
It's like, it's like kind of picking at the creative juices of our community and having them participate and help us a little bit. So,
I mean, also, just speaking of creative juices, we've had somebody also already make a cosplay.
yes,
So
absolutely.
Cheesecake, shout out to you.
Yes, you will be seeing one of our, basically a fan of our game as well. She was one of the first ones to go ahead and cosplay Inouye, so you're going to be able to see some of that too. We're super excited. We're just really excited that our fans love us.
All right. So before we wrap things up here and start getting into the nitty-gritty tournament, I want you each to tell me who your favorite combo of masters are, because you play 2 masters in MXM. It's very different from other games where you only play 1 character and you go in. So let's start on this side. We'll give these guys a little bit more time to think.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Come on, you guys are always kicking butt, so I feel like.
Let's see. It has a lot to do with which mode I'm playing, but I think overall,
Also, this will give the teams maybe they can.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding. Which one's the most OP?
I think overall, I gotta say, Tajin Cat the Cat. I'm a big fan of that combo. You can throw out a lot of damage on Tajin, and he still brings team support. And Cat surprises people. When you have this giant fluffy cat, people are saying, he's probably not gonna be that dangerous. And then he jumps on your face, and you realize
You
that he
haven't met
actually has a
many
lot of
cats,
lockdown.
You haven't met many cats.
That's true.
Yeah, I can't pick with just one. Lately, I've been playing a combination of Lua and Statesman. Obviously, been playing a lot of Statesman because he's brand new, and we haven't put her out there yet. So we're trying to make sure he's not too broken. But I really like Lua because she's super long range. Just can do incredible poke damage and still able to get away. And if someone gets in close, you have that really awesome basic attack that's really there too. And if they get in too close, you can swap to Statesman, who is just very resilient, I will say.
Yes.
In 5v5, I run him with a combo with a gap closer and with his self heal. And between his ultimate and his self heal, it's just like I'm gonna stay alive for a while.
He sticks to people.
And
He's
my
tough.
favorite is Cognazo and Death Knight. I like
Yeah.
to pull people in and just murder their faces.
Cognazo.
Yeah.
Cognazo just got a little update too. His ultimate now makes him immune to basic weapon attacks.
Yeah, that's
So
right,
while you
buddy.
are raging and spinning your flail around and smashing all of the things in a circle around you, basic attacks are doing nothing to you at all. So he's maybe a counter to you Death Knight haters out there.
Well,
Hey,
some
I
would
play
say
both of them together. I'm like my go-to is tank. I like to tank things, and
Yeah.
so I love those two together. So
So
that's what I like doing. I think maybe
I want to
you wanna
put this
throw
out
one
there
more thing
real
Okay,
quick
all right.
because we've been seeing a lot of stuff about how Death Knight's very strong. Death Knight can't be stopped. Maybe play Moro or Cognazo.
Moro just got an update too.
Moro got an update, but he's been overlooked. And one thing, that Carbogel Robo stops weapon attacks, guys. So if you see a Death Knight charge in your face, you put that little Robo down in front of him. He's going to be standing there with the sword in his hand, looking very confused.
All right.
Actually, it was you, Nico, who pretty much annihilated us in a 3v3, I believe. Or wait, was it we that whatever? I just know that Cognazo was out, and I died really quickly.
Didi, what's your favorite?
My favorite combo. It's actually a complication because I love all of the masters in multiple different ways, but my go-to are probably Lua and Suzuka. Lua because she's a starting master, and our players are going to be seeing her first. But also because the cutscenes, during some of the PvE stages in story mode, you see a little bit of dialogue between them, and that's actually pretty cool. So thank you, Nico.
Yeah, we kind of gave them like a little bit of
Palsy
connection there, and yeah,
wowsy.
they're I'm not wording good right now.
Palsy Wowsy is pretty much the
Wowsy
best
is-
term that you
Palsy
can come up with.
We'll go with that.
My favorite would have to be Boomero and MBO7.
Oh, yeah, they're
Boomero,
both
he's
Boomero.
this big orange blob of matter, and when he charges attack, he gets bigger and bigger. And his ultimate, he can just break apart into little boomerangs. It's so cute.
Yeah,
Fun
he
to
is
play
super,
him.
his skins are super cute too. I think those two, I like those two.
And
They're
they're
on my
all
top.
throwing blobs
Yeah.
all over the place, and they're
Yeah.
sticking to people. Boomerang
And
is
NBA is
very
awesome.
annoying.
He's got like rockets that he can throw down, and if people get close, he's just like smoke.
Now,
Sweet.
people were saying he was a little bit broken in our last patches too. He did get a slight update. His basic attack now doesn't hit as close to him. So if you are an NBA hater, go with melee. He will still have skills like his cluster rockets and stuff that can come up and hit you. But if you are within his zone, if you're in his face, then his basic attack is not able to get to you because it has to
Yeah.
go a certain distance before it hits.
So somebody like Ritlock can lock him down really well.
Yes.
Yes.
Force
and
that swap.
Yeah.
Or
So
Cat the Cat.
he like loves Cat the Cat. These two have like a love-hate relationship with each other because of Cat the Cat. But before we wrap things up and head over to the tournament, I want to give you guys a moment to just say your last words before we say farewell to Didi and Jason. They have some other things to do tonight, but go ahead.
Join CBT.
Famous last words. Absolutely. Sign up for the newsletter. CBT starts next week. It runs until the 27th of April. Get in. If you do, there are some perks. Just a reminder, you get a cool title. You also get a Tajin skin exclusive that you won't get. Again, potentially. No promises, because we never make promises.
You won't get it again.
No, Jason says we won't, so you won't. Definitely do that, especially that 7-day thing. That's really important, and you don't want to be the one person standing on Dredgen without the Tajin skin, because it could happen
And
to
he
you.
looks awesome. You want him.
No,
he even
he's
has
awesome.
the CBT like shirt
Yeah.
on. I don't know if we can put that back up there, but you guys definitely want to
Yeah.
check that out and get that.
So one quick note on exclusive titles too. I don't think we mentioned previous testers get titles as well. So our alpha testers
is.
up until now got a title. Jason, you
The-
can
the-
talk about those.
all
quick.
the alpha testers will get the test subject title, and then players that played in the Titan Ruins playtest in November last year will also get the alpha incarnate title.
Yep.
If they played 5 Titan Ruins matches.
Yes.
And
then
all
this-
of these will be during, you get them at launch.
Yeah. And then the new one obviously is the one that we just announced earlier today, and then the Beijing skin.
I like how it's just becoming a thing. Well, thank you,
just for playing
Jason.
games.
Thank you, Didi, for joining us. We're going to hop right into the tournament aspect of things, so thank you
Excellent.
guys so much.
Thanks, Megs.
Thank you,
All
Megan.
right, and to kick us off into the tournament, we have 2 amazing teams. I will talk a little bit about those when we get over to them, but I just want to run you guys down through what the tournament will be. We're going to start with some PvE event stages. We're going to do one of those, actually just one, and it will be Black Ram. I'm going to let these guys talk a little bit about that in a moment, and then we're going to be hopping into 3v3, then a 5v5 best of 3 as well, a 3v3 best of 3, and then mini games. So we'll see how that goes. So take it away, you guys. Talk a little bit about Black Ram, and I'm going to see what I can get from these guys for an interview.
All right.
It's gonna be fun. It's
Well-
gonna be a lot of fun.
So Black Ram is one of the special PvE stages that we were talking about before. Sean kind of alluded to that a little bit, and that is where they are going to be in the Black Ram supply chain, and they are going to be going through. And at the very end, this isn't really a spoiler. I mean, they kind of know it already. At the very end, they're going to be fighting Poharon, and she's actually a pretty tough boss fight.
She is very annoying. There's a lot. She's got a lot of interesting mechanics. Like all of our boss fights, every stage that Nico talked about before has a boss at the end that has its
Yes.
own mechanics and stuff.
And mini bosses.
That too. Poharon's got some really interesting things. She's going to be throwing out ice bombs that the players are going to have to go. If you played Blade and Soul, this will look very familiar to you. We pulled a lot of it from that. They'll have to go onto these steam vents to make sure they don't get frozen. They're going to have to be jumping over bombs that go out and go back in while avoiding a crazy little girl with a minigun. So that's interesting.
and that's the thing is, it's not just health sponges where you're running in, you're just throwing out damage, hoping to wear them down. There are real mechanics here that you need to be paying attention to. You need to be dodging, jumping, getting out of the way, breaking their stun meters, things like that. And even just your normal mobs that are around the level, they present a clear danger. So they need to be taken out in certain orders to kind of minimize the chance of people taking hits and going down.
I think you guys will get a real clear picture very early about what the PvE in MXM is about. And we'll be showing you, actually both teams are going to be competing at the same time. And what we're going to be doing is having the teams basically trying to get the best score amongst each other. They're going to be trying to get the best score. Team with the highest score gets the point. If they both have the same ranking, then we'll go to their individual scores for it. And if that's the same, we'll go to time. So
Right, so it's offense, defense, and time. They're all kind of rated equally.
Okay.
I think we're ready to throw it over to Maggie.
I know you guys got a little bit of practice time, and you picked your team. So how we did this kickball style. They rock, paper, scissors, and they pick their team. So you have Mathis, Giant Waffle. Who else we got here? Tobias and Yasuo. And how did you decide on these as your teammates?
Well, I didn't want to pick favorites, so I didn't pick odd one first since we roomed together. So I just wanted to go with a different change of pace.
The bromance isn't real enough.
Also, I think our team is a million times better than theirs. So, I mean.
So tell us what your team name is, because you guys picked a team name for yourselves, and it's a kind of a little bit of a troll name, I feel like.
Our team name?
It's Team Jared.
It's Team Jared to simplify our cop of pride for Jared Carr, the League of Legends streamer.
All right. How do you guys feel like you're going to do in this tournament? Did you guys think about any strategy of who's going to play what for the 3v3 matches, for the PvE and all that aspect?
Yeah, we have a strat for the PvE, although I don't want to reveal it. And then we have our 3 strat, but I don't want to reveal it because
he doesn't want to reveal anything, so you can't give us any strategy. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, and we'll see you guys in a moment with some action. All right. We're going to move over here. We're going to interview these guys. We got Skara, who's going to be our next team captain. Skara, you got to be a little bit more gregarious than him. You got to step it up. Be the team leader that everyone needs. Tell us a little bit about your team, who you picked, and why.
I picked Kasich because he had a really good attitude when we were introducing ourselves upstairs. I got Force, I got Lily. Lily just because she begged me, honestly. And then Odd One we got because Lily vouched for him. So I just got the best team.
What about Force?
Wait, I said I got them early.
Oh, okay. All right. So can you talk a little bit about your strategy? I know Darius didn't want to share anything, but can you maybe tell us a little bit, smidgen of something?
I think the idea is not to lose, and especially not in an embarrassing way. So I think that's a good strategy. I'll start with that.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys get to it. Kick some butt. Rock it. What's your favorite champion so far, or master so far?
I mean, surprisingly, there's a character in the game called Cat, and it's called Cat the Cat. And I'm known for my cat playing another game that I got famous on, so it's actually my favorite character right now.
And I feel like the casters are going to enjoy that one. So I'm going to throw it back to them, and we're going to get rocking and rolling in this next match.
All right, we are getting ready for our first match. This is pretty exciting. Now we've been kind of watching the teams up there, playing all the different game modes, getting ready for this. We've had some time with them. We've given them a little bit of strategy. I'm actually really interested to see how much of that has been absorbed.
Give them a little, couple pro tips here and there. I mean, obviously, Scar is going to lead his team to victory because he's using Cat. So I guess what we're going to have to see is which people are actually going to be going into the PvE and which masters they are going to bring, because the strategy of let's take all range, damage everything down, or let's get a frontliner to soak up some of those hits, it makes a big difference in the way that your score is calculated, how fast or how defensive you go through a level.
So one thing maybe we didn't touch on too much is the reason why we're calling this the tag team tournament. Each team has 5 members on it. Obviously, some of the game modes are not for 5 people. So for the mode of Black Ram that we're doing right now, you can only bring 3 people in with you. So those 3 people, after they go in, are going to have to basically tag out to someone else for the next game mode to make sure that we're constantly swapping up. So the teams themselves have been strategizing with who is going to go into which game mode and who can secure the victory for the teams.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see different people's strengths, and I think it's going to be interesting because we do have such a wide array of master choices, right? So there are certain ones who can perform a little bit better maybe in PvE, and some who are a little bit better in PvP. Now, again, that all does kind of come down to how you're playing that master and how you're kitting it out. But it will be interesting to see their picks, and it will. I'm actually just really curious about who's going to be playing in the 3v3.
Now, you're kind of known around the office as the guy who loves PvE the most. You've been doing a lot of PvP. You managed to solo a nightmare mode and get triple S on it, our highest ranking, by yourself.
Well,
what is your favorite combo of masters to bring into a PvE stage?
Yeah, so first I'm going to say, as Sean has never let me forget, I only got 99, 100, 100 in that triple S.
I mean,
so it wasn't a perfect score.
I think my exact words were "get good."
Yeah.
But it's fine.
So for me, I think, like I said, the stages are, they're broken up into different attunements, right? The one that I triple S ranked was Lacrimosa. It was Lacrimosa Derelict. And that one, Helix Masters are very strong there. So I brought Vonok and Lilu. And that's kind of my setup for a lot of Helix, or levels that Helix is good at. So those would be kinetic levels. And the reason for that is because Vonok actually has very high sustained damage because of the way that his kit is focused. Each time you use an ability, it changes his firing pattern, the way that his basic attack works, and it resets your auto attack, so you won't be burning out your weapons.
Yeah, and Vonok gets buffs every time you change his stance, right?
Right.
And those
so
buffs, as of this last patch, persist when you tag out.
Yes,
so
exactly.
now Lilu is getting those buffs for a short time, even if you have to tag to her.
Yeah. So Vonok is my guy for burning down bosses, burning down big heavy targets, and when I can get a bunch of little minions that come and mob me, I can get them all corralled up and throw down Lilu's AOE, and kind of burn them down that way.
Nice.
So that's for those kinetic levels. I'd say
What about specifically Poharan? Now she's an interesting fight, as we were talking about. We obviously have no idea the characters that they're going to pick for the stage. Who would you pick against Poharan?
I think that anybody who has a gap closing ability, like a free gap closing ability, and what I mean by that is something where you don't have to target another master and you can just jump to an area. So, Ritlock has it, Statesman has it. Again, you do want to focus more towards Helix Masters because of the attunement for this particular map.
I think we're about ready to get into the gameplay here. We've got the teams getting started
starting
here.
up.
First of all, Team Jared is
Dude, that's the Sentinel Blade Master. Careful.
hearing a little bit of their commentary here on the mic as well.
We're getting the second screen loading up right now. You're going to be able to see these side by side.
So as you can see, they've looks like they've gone with, we got Tajin, we got Alua in there, we got a Poharan as well. So Tajin's putting up his team-wide buff, which gives everybody movement speed and attack damage.
That's right. It looks like they're kind of going with that strategy where they're going to stay at range and they're going to try and burn down their enemies. We see a Demonos there too, which is good because he can keep people's health bars up. His auto attack actually, or his weapon attack, excuse me, actually chains through friendlies and enemies and will heal friendlies.
Yeah. Very, very good for keeping people topped off. He's got another ability as well called Shock Therapy that gives him a little bit more healing. And he's got some really great wide-range CC for zapping and shocking multiple people. Now, if you can see in the bottom right of the screen, we've got hit combos going on. We've got the current ranking as well. And so all of this stuff contributes to their final score. So S rank, every time they take damage, their defense score goes down a little bit. Every time they kill something, their attack score goes down a little bit.
I'm getting mine.
Well, and especially if you die. If you die, that defense score, it just plummets.
Yes. And
So-
they're also trying to work against the clock here, too. If you look in the top next to the
I'll
map
take
there,
some of this
we
money.
currently got a clock. It's green. If that turns to yellow, they know they need to speed things up in order to keep that time score high.
I'm broke.
It looks like they're both kind of keeping good time right now. They're moving
some
through
pocket
the
change.
level pretty quickly.
Damn good.
So we do see the odd group. They're clearing out that big room to the
heal
left
right
as you come
on
through
that.
that
Holy shit.
hallway.
Immediate
It's kind of like your
on.
first big challenge where you start to get a lot of groups of enemies. And now that they've moved forward, they're going to be starting to get into the main parts of the level where it gets really difficult.
Yep, they're both pretty close to each other. That Tajin buff on Team Jared, I think, is helping them burn down these characters a little bit better.
Yeah,
even
it's
though
giving
they've
them a
got
little bit of
one
an advantage.
One support character. Both of them are running Demonos. Demonos trying his best to keep enemies slowed, trying to keep his team topped off. But an important thing to note here as well is when your master is tagged out, they are regaining health and mana.
I got something special.
Skara there got really, really close to death on poor Demonos. Their healing is going to be hurting now for a while until Demonos gets enough health back to be not dangerous to bring back in.
Yeah, he definitely needs to keep himself swapped out because if he takes another
Take
hit, he's
that,
going
Michael.
down, and that's just going to tank their score.
Yes. So NBA leading the way right now. He's got some very high damage. Now the problem with him is anybody who gets on top of him is going to be bad news because he cannot basic attack those enemies if they're too close. And right now he has the aggro. Switching to Tajin, good call there. Able to keep that the damage pumping out.
And that Tajin ultimate dropping down, dealing a ton of AoE damage. It's probably one of the most damaging ultimates in the game. If you know, it's kind of like that old MMO adage: don't stand in the red circles.
Yes. If you stand in the red circle and it's a Tajin red circle, you are going to die very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm getting my ass chased down, by the way. You might want to,
So it looks like they're still pretty even, actually. No one's really fallen behind. No big mistakes so far. And we can actually see that the odd group is kind of, I think it looks like they're catching up.
Keeping going through, we got a couple different combos going through.
Actually, I'm done. Holy shit.
71 hit combo for Team Jared, still S rank. Now that combo, can you tell us a little bit about why that's important?
Sure. So the combo goes into your offensive score. And also, after the match is finished, you get like a little technique bonus. And if you get really high combos and you really high attack chains, and you get like good damaging combos that you can do, you can actually get like a little bonus good or great technique point, and that's something that can kick you up from an S rank to a double S or an A to an S. Even though your scores might be slightly lower.
The way that we're scoring this, as I've touched on before, is the team with the highest rank wins by default. If they have the same rank, then we're going to go to the individual scores, the attack, the defense, and the time. And if that happens to be the same, then we're going to go to actual time on the clock. So whoever did it faster will get the point for their team. So right now, Team Jared is actually they're moving along very, very quickly. The odd group hasn't even gone down the stairway yet, and Team Jared is already in the room through the hallway.
Yep, they are definitely going to have a good time score. We can see that they are at S rank right now. In fact, both teams are at S rank, but I think Team Jared, they're pushing forward just a little bit. They are taking more damage though, so that defense score is probably what's keeping it even right now.
Here's the thing though, like, it doesn't matter exactly how quickly you get through. That's only one aspect of the score. If you're going through quickly, but you're losing teammates, you're taking damage, you get a death, that can easily even the score to where the slower time for the odd group won't matter.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And
so
once we get to Poharan, I'm guessing people are going to start dying.
Oh yeah. Team Jared is in the final room, actually. This is the final room of this stage just before the boss battle. So assuming they can get through this, we see Death Knight blowing that ultimate, going into lawnmower mode, just cutting down enemies left and right. But if they can get through this, they're going to have a good chance at going into Poharan with some pretty high health masters, and hopefully they'll be okay there.
Lots of ults being burned though. Poharan's pretty mobile. She's not going to stand in those Tajin bombs, but at the same time, that heavy hitting stuff could really help burn her down, especially when she stops herself and goes into the middle of the map.
Yeah.
I feel like that might have been a little bit premature.
Maybe a little. So using ultimates as you're actually getting through the trash mobs, I guess you would say, is not technically a bad strategy. It kind of depends on the boss fight you're coming up to. And Poharan, that boss fight has quite a bit of downtime where you need to run and get into those steam vents to not freeze. So there are good moments there where you can do something like drop a Tajin ult,
yes,
especially if you break that stun meter when they're weak.
All right, so looks like Team Jared is actually getting through the teleporter here, going to the Poharan boss fight. The odd group is still trying to take out that final room. This will be really interesting to see. Now, it's not just a race to the end, as we said. Ranking really does matter. Currently, the odd group is at A rank. Team Jared there is at S rank and at the boss. Again, the tide can turn. If they start dying left and right to Poharan, and the odd group does a little bit better there, they could still take this.
And they're both in S right now. And it looks like one of the things that the odd group is trying to do is kind of bunch up those enemies, because MBA and Demonos together can really AoE that stuff down.
So here's the Poharan fight. She's, like I said, a crazy little girl with a minigun. If you play Blade Soul, she's pretty infamous to you. Tajin trying his best to keep Dyrus and his team in his buff circle there.
And I'm just going to throw out a pro tip here. If she's shooting at you, you actually move a little bit quicker when you're not attacking.
Yes.
So if she's targeting you, it's actually beneficial for you to sometimes drop your attack and just start dodging.
Here comes her bombs.
It looks like no one's quite avoided it. It's coming back.
Oh! Well, Dyrus was able to jump over him. Not as much for friend Tajin there.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. Took 2 grenades because he kept attacking, right? So if he had dropped that auto attack and just run, he probably would have dodged those.
Swapping to Death Knight to keep his Poharan alive. Dropping that ultimate, getting as much damage as he can while she's focusing on Tajin. Tajin should probably stop firing right now. He's going to start taking some of those minigun hits.
And there it is. Took a couple bullets in the face.
Those do not feel good. All right, the odd group has made it to Poharan. Now, we've got some pretty low health bars there. This is going to be a pretty brutal fight for them. Demino's doing his best to try and get Lua healed up. It's only going to take a couple slugs to take her down, though, at this point.
Now remember that the odd group did load in about, I'd say, 15 seconds afterwards. So they are not quite one-to-one here. The odd group is a little bit behind, but it looks like they have a chance to catch up here, especially because a lot of ultimates were blown on Team Jared already.
Yeah, so you can see their timers, both timers at the top. You can kind of see how far behind we are on that, but that'll all be taken into account for sure.
The other thing is, we saw Death Knight blowing that ultimate. That ultimate has a stun attached to it, right? So these bosses, just like Titans and Titan Ruins, when they have a weak moniker that comes up above their title, or above their name, hitting them with skills, especially CC skills, is going to blow.
Oh, we've got a death on the odd group. That is going to tank their score.
That is going to hurt them. Now, on extreme mode, you have one respawn. So if he dies again, that is it. He's out.
Still managing to hold on to that S rank for now. I'm sure deaths will be taken into account when that final score comes in. Team Jared, currently A rank. They've been taking some damage too, but Pohoran is almost dead.
That Tajin ultimate drops down. It looks like it gets avoided for the most part.
If we can switch to full screen on Team Jared, they're getting ready to take down the end of the boss here. We can kind of get an eye on their score.
Well, and to kind of finish up what I was saying before, if you break that weak meter, it stuns that boss, and they're going to be down for about 6 to 7, maybe about 8 seconds, just under 8 seconds, and everything they take is a critical strike.
Yeah, very, very important to coordinate your skills, especially your CC skills, when the bosses are weak. Pohoran just about to die here. You can see that their timer is currently yellow, 9 minutes
She's
and
just
15
holding
seconds.
on, that little sliver of health, refusing to go down.
Almost there.
There it is.
And we got the death. Victory.
Right. Let's see how they did.
A rank. All right, let's switch back to the odd group as they finish up Pohoran. Now we've got, that's the time to beat there.
Yeah, but we got.
They are going to need to swap to their, I mean, it might be beneficial for them to just get off of Demonos right now, get as much damage in as humanly possible.
Yeah, so first things first, they are already behind time on Team Jared. Now, if they can manage to get a better ranking, if we can get S rank, it's going to be difficult, but if they can get S rank, then they will take this match just by that.
Well, maybe my memory's
failing
failing me, but Team Jared is the one that had the death, correct?
So no, the odd group had the death.
Then my memory is failing me.
Your memory is
Well, then they are going to need to speed it up because that death is going to heavily impact their ending score.
Yeah, this is not, unfortunately, looking good for the odd group. They've got people taking lots of damage here.
Ritlock's going low. So's Demonos. People holding on by an edge here. The swap to Cat the Cat, get a little bit more health. Cat building up that shield on his King the Cat little splash paw damage there.
Yep. Now Ritlock, he's got to be a little bit careful, especially right now. We're going to have
the explosions.
They got to get on those steam grates, otherwise they're going to take a ton of damage.
Oh,
no,
no,
not that one.
Not that one.
No.
Oh.
You're on the wrong one.
No. Rip.
Okay. Fire.
Rip. All right. Still time here. So Pohoran still has about a third of her health left.
But it's fine. We'll make up for it.
Yeah, I mean those two deaths. That's going to be a big detraction onto their defense score. So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see if they can deal the damage and beat it in enough time to actually to pull this out.
Yeah. Now that timer is starting to get out of the yellow and into more of the orange and red. They are losing a lot more time points by not having this boss defeated yet. And if the rest of their score doesn't magnificently make up for that.
NBA's just booking it, trying to avoid minigun damage there. Rattlecaster going off with Pohoran's ultimate. And switching to Tajin, getting that damage aura back up. But he's not keeping Lua in that damage aura. She's getting no boost from it.
Everyone managing to get to the things this time. That bomb's going to go off. They're going to have to avoid that twice again. See if they can both jump.
Demonos managed to kind of skirt in there to get away from it.
There we go. All right. So A rank is the rank to beat. Oh, it's B. So their attack score was good. Defense time unfortunately suffered. The first point of our tournament goes to Team Jared.
Yeah, that's right.
Team Jared.
Well,
And that's true. Team Jared taking that first point. And they look like they're really excited. Even Mathis, he was like, yes. Yes. All right. Let's first talk about the map because I got a lot of questions in chat that were like, oh, Blade and Soul, they just took Blade and Soul's map. I mean, yes, it was Blade and Soul's map. Can you talk a little bit about that before we talk about the match itself?
Yeah, sure. So it's kind of, what we were talking about before with the PvE stages. So there are 5 different stage areas that each have, 5 different stages that each have 4 areas that are all unique MXM PvE areas. So those, never before seen in any other game, they're MXM stages. But we do have these special stages that are kind of on like a timed rotation. They're not up all the time. They're going to be scheduled, and you'll be able to see them once you're in game. And those are specifically for other NCSoft properties. So you'll see Ascalonian Catacombs, you'll see Black Ram Supply, you'll see Fire Temple from Ion, Ant's Nest and Gludio from our Lineage games. So, you know, you're going to see those, but they're going to be special maps that you can do every now and then. They're not going to be your norm.
Yes.
The norm are going to be our MXM
Yeah, so
stages.
there'll be event stages that will be a little ode to some of the games that we have on our repertoire.
Yeah, and that's a good point to make too. Now these are to supplement the characters that we're bringing in from our other games. One common misconception with MXM is that we are the NCSoft character, you know, game MOBA. That's definitely not the case. We've got we'll have 36 characters by the time that we launch. And currently, only 10 of those characters are from NCSoft games. The other characters are brand new, have their own stories, brand new to MXM.
Yes, you have to read them. I know Nico's been working really hard, so you'll definitely want to read those. Now let's talk about the match itself. We can't bring up I don't know if we can bring up the score, the end scores there, but if not, what did you guys think was the major falling for the OGs?
I think the odd ones, dying's a big part of it.
That doesn't help
Yeah,
anything.
I don't think Team Jared had any deaths.
No.
Yeah. Right?
I don't think they did.
I don't
They
remember
might have
seeing
had
any
one, but
deaths.
I don't think that they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think the main thing that we saw is that, you know, they were both running similar compositions. One thing that I noticed that probably could have been done better, there were not a lot of Helix Masters, right? We saw Demonos in there. He's a Helix Master. But Tajin is Ardent, Cat's Kinetic, Lua's Kinetic. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, you know, playing something that you might be more familiar with or playing something that you have a slight advantage in the PvE with because of the way attunements are set up.
Yeah.
And I think because they haven't had as much time, after a
Yeah,
while we'll see
yeah,
people
for sure.
utilizing that advantage.
Definitely.
But for now, I think people are using what they're comfortable with.
And one
for
thing they
sure.
could have done, like if they really like playing Tajin, one thing they could have done is take his buff as they did, which gives 20% extra offense, and then supplement the rest of the team with those masters that were specific or that were better for the stage.
Or
to
even,
get an
you know,
even
if,
bigger boost.
if you happen to have a Helix Master like Vonok or something like that, if you're going for damage and you run Tajin Vonok, you can do something where you throw Tajin's Inspiring Presence, that's that aura up that he has, 20% increased damage and some extra movement speed. I believe it is also 20%. And then since that aura does persist, you can tag to Vonok, and there's your Helix damage, heavy sustained damage, plus you have that aura on there. So you're supporting your team with that Tajin pick and his burst damage while still
So you talk
having
a lot
it.
about damage sustain, but what about the healing sustain and trying to keep your
Yes.
health up?
So
do you think
that's-
that there could have been some strategy with that as well?
Well, both teams picked Demonos, and he's a strong pick, especially on this stage because of his attunement. But he's more of a top-off master unless you're also taking his shock therapy along with him. And I think only one of the teams had shock therapy with him. I was seeing him do his silence and his.
And if you're taking him as a healer, if that's the reason you're taking him, shock therapy is definitely the route to go because it's going to give you that extra health regeneration.
And it gives movement speed as well, and it persists through tagging.
Yes.
So again, you can.
It's important to have those, well, especially with the dodge stuff, because as I was going to say, it doesn't matter how much healing you have if you're taking big hits. You know, that's one of the things about MXM is aggression is rewarded, right? So if you are taking real big nuke strikes, healing's going to help you, you know, pick back up. It's going to help you top off and sustain, but it's not going to cover up your mistakes. And I think that is one of the biggest things. There's no, it's all about skill. There's no way to come back from a poor play.
And you have to find that perfect balance between support and damage as well, because one of the main things that you are being graded on, and especially in these matches, is
how
time.
quickly,
Right.
And so we saw the odd ones, yes, going
odd
falling
group.
a little bit behind.
They're called the odd group.
The
You
odd
can
group.
call them-
The OGs.
The OGs. That's what they're trying to go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. We saw them falling behind pretty much from the beginning. Now they had managed to keep the same score for a while, but eventually that timer caught up with them, and they started losing those points from that time, and eventually that's one of the things that cost it.
Well,
the deaths didn't help.
And one thing that I do want to point out, because it sounds like we're talking about damage, right?
Yeah,
You know, we're
that's
talking
why I was
about
trying to
speed.
bring up some of the other aspects.
Yeah,
for sure,
so healing, definitely important. Demonos can keep people topped off. He can make it so that, you know, you are in between engagements. Demonos can be healing you up and make sure that you're ready for that next fight, right? because we did see a few times where they would go in and their masters were low because they didn't have enough healing to kind of bring them back from that brink. But on top of that, crowd control. Very important in stuff
also,
like
don't
this.
stand in stuff.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of
don't
standing
stand in
things.
stuff.
You know the red stuff? Don't stand in it.
Stand in red stuff.
Do not stand in the fire.
I feel like that's something you say in every game and people still do it. And
Yeah.
you're like, what are you doing?
It's been decades now,
Just
guys.
pour some salts out for my homies.
But yeah, crowd control. I mean, being able to wrangle up all of those enemies and burn them down at the same time, especially when you have a pick like MBA, who, by the way, is Helix, so he does get the damage bonus.
I love him.
And the MBA, or the Demonos pick as well, one of his main abilities is this really wide arc circle that shocks everything, and it's a momentary stun where the enemies, are interrupted if they're casting something. They can't move. They just sit there in shock for a while. So if you're running around and you're working as a team to kind of corral these people together, one single Demonos bolt can stop all of them in their tracks, and you guys can focus on a target as well.
Yeah.
Now, we've done a lot of talking about the PvE event stage, Black Ram, and I hope that you guys really enjoy it. I think it's a really fun mode, and it's kind of different. I think a lot of people think MOBA, and they immediately think 3 lanes, that thing, but like we also have other battle arena style gameplay that people can experience.
There's so much more to MXM than just being a MOBA.
Yeah, someone in chat, I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, I can't give you a shout out, but it was like, this is 3-in-1, this is the best thing ever, so thank you, we appreciate that.
Well, the cool thing about PvE also is when we put out a new master, when you're trying a new master, you don't just have to go up against bots. You don't have to just, do the 5v5 mode and hope that it works out for you. You can actually take it into a stage and test things out in a real life situation. Things are constantly firing at you. If you want to see how good healer's sustain is on another health bar, go in with a friend. We've got co-op. So there's a lot of ways that you can play, a lot of ways you can try these characters out. We've got
and
a
we
training
also have a training room. I was going to say we have a
Yeah.
training room already set up for you. You can test out all your characters. You can see what combos you want to swap to and all that kind of stuff. And there's a way for you to like refresh all of your things and change all your stats and stuff right there. And it's super nice. I mean, they've thought about a lot of stuff in putting this in there, as well as obviously you're going to get to see this in the future. But we have our own observer modes for some things, and you're going to see that right here with our 3v3. So I want to talk a little bit about 3v3 while they're setting up for these matches, and as soon as they're ready, they'll let us know. But kind of explain to people what 3v3 is and how it works.
Yeah, I mean, we briefly covered it in the beginning of
more
the segment,
depth this
but
time.
the elevator pitch is basically you have 2 teams of 3 people. You're trying to kill the other team as much as possible while staying alive. There's a 5-minute timer, so it's a really quick game mode. You can get in, get a couple matches in over lunch, whatever you want to do. But at the 5-minute timer, when that reaches 0, the team with the highest score,
Whoever kills the most people, ha 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 ha.
team with the highest kill score is victorious. So now that doesn't mean that it's a simple game mode by any means. You still have to strategize. You still have to decide who your 3-person team is, who your swap is going to be. And it's a much more compact
it's
map.
a small map, and also the map changes every single time you go into it.
So we currently have 3.
We have 3 different stages, 3 different 3v3 stages, and they all have little tweaks to them. So one of them, there are these walls that will pop up, and they can be damaged to retract back into the ground. There's between, I think, 3 and 12 walls, depending on when you go in, it'll randomly spawn that number. And then we do have a stage where it's a brush stage, and these, a lot of people are familiar with like bushes in
Brush. I like your brush stage.
He said, stroking his beard.
Yes, it's our brush stage. But so that, you have stealth when you go in there, so it kind of gives you a little bit of fog of war advantage. You can set up ambushes and stuff like that. And our last
Charge
one,
up your Pankuga ult and go
flying
across the screen at somebody.
And our last one has little teleportation pads. So you can run in, touch the pad, it'll teleport you across the map, get some repositioning. But
Or you can just chase the person that you're trying to kill.
exactly.
That is one thing you have to watch out for. Those teleportation
they
pads
remain active.
They do not go away immediately upon stepping on them. We
Sometimes
were
you can
playing
get
some
lucky
games
with
on
the
the live
timing.
stream. I think it was
it
you
was
that
me.
I chased
It
down.
was me.
Rumpelo decided to step on a pad, and I was hot on his field, and I followed him through and punched him to death.
Yeah, I
And
had
a friendly.
very low health, and I made the mistake of letting Bauer come in.
Yep. So it
All
looks like
right.
we're getting set up here to get into the match, getting the teams ready. We got our everyone's got their initial picks in mind, I'm sure.
And I'll let you guys kind of take it from here. So good luck to both of the teams. Tell us on Twitter and tell us on Twitch, who are cheering for? The OG group or Team Jared?
So it looks like the team that they have tagged in for this specific match is Mathis, Dyrus, and Waffle for Team Jared, and Kasich, Force, and the Odd One for the OGs. So that is their pick for the 3v3 match. Now this is a best of 3 that we are doing. We'll have 3 5-minute matches, and the team who gets the best out of those.
We've got some Boomer laugh spam coming in.
There is some Boomer laugh spam. He's
psyching themselves up for the game.
All right, so we are into selection now. Everyone getting their initial picks in. Looks like most people know exactly what they want to go for. They've been playing these modes for a little bit today. They've gotten some practice. We've got Tulam and Suzuka coming in from the Odd One. The ranged brawler
Lua
combo for Force of Lua and Ritlock.
And MBA and Tajin, a little bit of long-range support there. For our other team, we have Vita Death Knight. It's kind of a very interesting combo. You got an incredibly tanky character, and then I guess, I guess in the way it is, you stand on Vita, you heal up your team. When somebody jumps on you, go, by the way,
I'm Death Knight.
I have a Death Knight here.
Both teams picking Lua for that really long-range poke. She's actually really great in 3v3. The downside to Lua in 3v3 is she's very mana hungry.
Yeah, she burns out
and there is
quick.
not a good way to regenerate mana in 3v3 because you can't go back to base. You can't replenish that until you die. So once you are out of mana and once you can't use your skills, it kind of lowers her down a little bit. You're going to have to swap out until she gets set back.
Yeah, you got to make those count. And then to round up our teams, we have Demonos and Statesman as our last dual pick on
It's pretty good support tank pick. I mean, Demonos is there to keep everyone topped off, and of course, Statesman very, very resilient, able to chase people down.
Yep, and Demonos has some wicked CC too. And in an arena that is this small, because you're going to be brawling the whole time, one paralyzing bolt could be it.
It can be very, very much devastating to them. All right, so we're looking at the top of the screen here. We've got 5 minutes on the clock. Tajin pumping out his AoE buff already to get some extra damage on the enemy team. That timer's ticking down, and we will be able to see in real time what those scores are. Now that red thing flying across the screen is one of Demonos' skills. That will actually stop projectiles and shoot out little zappy bolts at the same time.
It's especially great on something like this because you can put it.
Ooh, I'm getting a little bit too close to getting sheepified by Vita there.
Yep, that Woolly Ballad coming out, locking her down. MBA is getting pushed away by Lua. It looks like she is trying to get him corralled into her team.
Agent taking a lot of damage, but able to at least get the buff up on his team there. Unfortunately, the entire duration of that buff, everyone was having to retreat for the amount of damage that they were taking.
Lua coming in to flank on that right side there. Looks like she's looking for some poke, opportunity, and she finds it.
Nice job there.
There's
that
first blood
Lua.
from Mathis.
So one of Lua's abilities is to basically smack them back with a rocket and then hit them again. She managed to do that and knock the person right into her team.
And it looks like the odd one team, they're kind of getting shoved back into their spawn here. They're going to need to regroup. Oh, there comes the NBA. Oh, yeah, that'll push them out. That's for sure.
That is definitely sure to push them out. Now, one interesting thing here is pushing it too far into the enemy team base. Obviously, they get a little bit of a height advantage. They've got the high ground, so to speak.
That's true. And actually,
the downfall of many a hero.
There is a high ground advantage in this game. If you're shooting at somebody who's above you, they are actually going to take reduced damage from your attacks. Rillock going in, looking to lock down some people, and Suzuka bringing up the rear.
Another set of NBA ults doing terrible, terrible things.
With some Suzuka ultimates coming out, it burned down red team, and they have Vita has said, let's hold on now.
He decides to stop the fight for a while. Switches back to Death Knight, trying to take down a little bit left of Tulam there to manage to get away. But we're going to have our death here. Oh, currently 4-1.
Yeah, it looks like Team Jared, they're getting the lockdown. Not a good place to pull
your ultimate there.
No, not at all.
Unfortunately, you are completely immobilized when you drop MBA's ult.
Rillock, he's overextending a little bit for that kill. He got it, but is he going to get out?
He wanted it. He got it. Took a little bit of damage for it, but
his team needs kills. We're over halfway through the match right now, just hitting the halfway point, and currently we are down.
Yeah, they do not have time to be timid. They need to go in, they need to get their team grouped up and lock down one character to burn down.
And it's probably important not to die anymore.
That also that.
Now, going in one person at
be-
a time, maybe not the situation or solution here, unless their strategy is to focus damage on that person while MBA
Suzuka
blows
just
everybody up.
skirting death, running away, getting out. Gridlock, is he
Get
nope,
another
he
one
goes
going
down.
And Dyrus' team Jared is currently 7-2. This is not looking good. 8-2, 2 minutes left in the match, and NBA is left all alone for a while.
Swapping out of that cheap ride, looks like he... Now when you swap, you lose your stamina bar, so there's no way for him to use his survival skill there.
He's going to have to swap again. Not able to. Currently 9-3 in favor of Team Jared.
Lou trying to find a good ultimate. Looks like it was absorbed by Coom. Statesman on his tail.
Tyrant Skin duking it out with his other game's counterpart.
It's a battle of NCSoft heroes here. Agent coming in saying, back off, Statesman.
Statesman popping the ult, getting the extra movement speed, switching to Demos, jumping into Vita's ult, having a little dance party.
Yeah, everyone just wants to have a little karaoke dance party in there.
We got NBA backing off again to try and do some sniping. Now, this is going to work perfectly fine for him as long as he has that front line.
But
as
they have 1 minute left, though, Sean.
Yes.
They need to capitalize on NBA's damage and Lewis poke. If they don't do this, I mean, well, Paralyzed Bolt
the
locked
game
down.
is pretty much over at this point. I mean, there's going to be a very difficult time for them to come back and get 7
they need
kills
kills right now.
8 kills in 50 seconds.
Okay, red team, they're getting pushed back. Statesman blowing that ultimate. He survives somehow. It looks like Suzuka's backing off. A little bit scared of that sliver of health he's got left.
Not time to be backing off. Yes, it's going to mean a death for you, but
Red team
you got to go ham at this point.
They are counter pushing, and they are just sweeping the enemy team.
And taking the health back.
And taking the health back.
Alright, meanwhile, Lua coming in from behind, trying to put in some damage, switching to Kudo.
Yeah, Rillock and Suzuka there, they need to dive that same target, especially while Tajan's damage aura is up. They can burn Coom down if they need to.
We got 10 seconds left, and they are currently down by 7 kills.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
This first match is definitely going to Team Jared.
Run from me.
2-1, and there is the end of the match.
Well, there are definitely some teachable moments here about grouping together and making sure that you're focusing the same targets.
Yeah, let's switch back to the score screen here real quick. We can kind of take a breakdown of what happened. Dyrus leading the way on his team with 7 kills. Now, we did have Mathis on Demonos and Statesman there providing 9 of his team assists and taking the crown there. Now, that obviously is very, very important. If you're keeping your Death Knight alive, you're keeping him in the front line, you're keeping him topped off, and then obviously performing very crucial gap closing and CC with Statesman, you're helping out quite a bit. Looking at the other team here, a little bit low on the kill and the participation side. Only 2 assists for both Force and Kasich. Odd one with 0 assists. We need to see a little bit more teamwork here.
Well, that is the main thing. You know, their damage wasn't focused enough. They weren't securing those kills, so they would get people low and then would have to back off.
Yeah. Let's switch it over back over to Maggie here. We'll kind of take another look at what happened here and try to see what we can do to make the next game a little bit better.
So this is a best of 3, so they still have another match to see who gets the points for the 3v3 round. Team Jared is killing it. I know some people in chat are like, who's Jared? You'll find out someday. I know we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, so you have to rewatch that. But that was insane. I feel like Team Jared just,
they swept it.
Yeah, they swept it. They
Right
had that
from the
early
beginning.
game, yeah, just 6 kills right off the bat. That's insane.
Yeah, it was 4-1 by the time we even got around to looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty commanding lead right away. Their comp obviously worked for them very well. The OGs are going to have to take a really serious look at their comp and their strategy.
Yeah, maybe let's look at some of the, we have a couple of replays, so if we can play one of those really quick and kind of talk about the strategy that we see in this and maybe see where they could have come back as far as the OG group.
All right, so Tajan obviously staying back there, grabbing health. Suzuka should not be in the front line, so that's the first thing there. She's the character that has to go in with her team and secure those kills. Unfortunately,
That's a nice CC.
Yeah, we see a
I
good
think the
Vita ult
problem
coming
is that
out.
sometimes you want to group together, but you also have to be careful of those things where you have to get
Yeah.
clumped up and you all get CC'd.
Yeah.
Suzuka has huge damage potential, but unfortunately she's very squishy. MBA is also very squishy. So when you have both of those characters who are essentially getting frontlined by Ritlock and by Statesman and characters like that, they're going to go down pretty quickly unless they have somebody to constantly peel for them. They're able to get off that really long range and awesome
I'm
damage.
also seeing, I think that some people aren't used to the swapping mechanic. You do get a little bit of invulnerability there, but I saw
Yeah.
some people just getting low health and not swapping and
Not
not
swapping
utilizing
quickly
that.
enough.
Yeah.
Yep. Swapping does a number of things for you. Obviously, it gives you a small moment of invulnerability. If you time it just perfectly, you can negate some damage for both of your characters there.
It's about a tenth of a second.
It's really small.
Yeah.
But the main thing with swapping is that it takes you out of crowd control that you're in. So if you find yourself being stunned or something like that, you can swap if you want to get out of that. Now the unfortunate thing about swapping is 15-second cooldown. If you swap, the enemy team immediately knows you are vulnerable for the next 15 seconds. You do not
so
have
they
anything
can try
up
to
your
kill you
sleeve.
within that 15 seconds.
Well, and a lot of the strategy of the game actually revolves around, blowing those swaps, right?
Yeah.
So you want to front load some damage if you can, or CC to lock somebody down to kind of scare them into swapping, because then 15 seconds and they're not going to be able to pull up another health bar. They have to face you or run.
If you ever hear us say force the swap, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's a very key.
Speaking of
important
force
thing.
the swap, it looks like they might be ready for the next round here.
All right.
So let's see who takes this home. I saw a lot of Team Jared hype in chat. So let's see who is going to take this last round.
All right,
of
let's take a
3v3.
look at see how this strategy is changing here for these picks and bans. Not very much changing on Team Jared.
Well, we do see a Poharon coming in for the OGs,
Yeah.
as well as an additional Lua. Looks like they're going for some more poke.
Dyrus' Team Jared, exact same comp as before. It worked for them.
This worked out.
It worked for them. It worked out magnificently for them. They're going to try it again. The interesting thing that we're looking at here is the OGs and see what they do differently, if anything, and if they don't do different on their picks, how they perform, if they work better as a team or not.
So we do see Lua, Tulam, and NBA Ritlock combos, and I think that's actually a really good choice on their part, because Tulam and Ritlock are both masters who can jump in and lock a character down, and that's really what Team Oddball needs. The OGs. I'm going to stick with that. That's really what they need. Is they really need characters who can jump in, lock a character down, and make sure that they can focus it, because that was the main issue they were having last time.
Yeah, Kasich going straight up damage. He's got Tajin for that team-wide buff, but he also has Poharon for the extra added damage. Now he is unfortunately going to be a pretty squishy target, and his team doesn't have a lot of peel.
You have entered the combat arena.
Not a lot of ways to keep them off.
Well, it
The
also
match
depends on
begins soon.
what Tajin and Lua took. If he has Concussive Blast and if they have Distortion Shell, they might be able to peel for themselves a little bit.
All right, we are going to be switching over to Dyrus' cam right now and listening to their team comp, so we can kind of see what their strategy is going into this and figure out what's going so well for their team. We got Vita throwing out heals, trying to keep the team topped off there.
So this is gonna try and keep us at range.
If they want to do that, it's fine.
Dyrus throwing out those Vita heals, keeping his duo topped off, and he just pokes around everybody. Goes in for the attack, knocks him back, does a little bit of damage.
Got one. On one just switch. Everyone on one.
Tulam going in very aggressive, throwing out that ultimate.
Nice, good
Tons
ultimate.
of damage.
He is forcing the swaps.
He is forcing the swap. Rockets flying everywhere. Death Knight now in play. Tulam spinning for his life. Going into the brush.
Didn't
trying to get
secure that
away.
kill on Tulam.
We're still 0-0. 1 minute down.
There's the first kill.
First kill goes to Team Jared and Dyrus' team.
Death Knight going on Lua, trying to take her out.
Death Knight's passive just popped. Now, the important thing about Death Knight's passive, brings him back alive, but it has a 10-minute
got me.
cooldown. We are not going to see that.
No,
that
he
passive
gets
again.
one time in the 3v3.
Swapping back to Vita to give Death Knight a little bit of a rest,
Get
and
some healing out
trying
for his team.
to heal his team. Now they've got
Try to
Death
get
Knight
NBA,
and
he's
Vita
pretty
here
weak.
trying to top that Lua off, who's trying to get that poke out.
Probably does a lot of damage.
Well, and Dyrus' team also seems to kind of recognize the strategy that they were going for, like more pokes.
Oh, another kill. Kasich is taken down by Waffle. We are 2-2 with
Focusing in on that Phoenix 5.
NBA throwing on his rockets and doing the switch to something that's a little bit more resilient. Gridlock doing some damage. We got a melee brawl fest here. Unfortunately, Gridlock getting taken down. Dyrus' team Jared now off 4.
Dead9 doing some happy feet, trying to juke those poker run shots there before going in.
Tajin buffing up his team, trying to get that last hit. Oh, the last second swap was able to save their life, but will it be enough to keep them alive for long?
So we also see they have a lot more sustain with both Vita and Demonos. They have a lot of healing in the back line now.
Now the map is about to change. This is something that we have to be very, very careful about. You don't want to get separated from the team when this happens. Those walls are just about to come up.
Just what we're talking about.
Statesman just got separated.
All right, it looks like they have Tatum locked off though. He's definitely going to go down.
We are 5-2 in favor of Team Jared, Dyrus' team.
The Vita Force is draining.
Tulam and Ritlock maybe realizing that they have overextended just a little bit.
Tajin coming back in with that team-wide buff, trying to help his team burn down. Mathis running away on Statesman. Switching back to Demonos.
We're all kind of low. We should probably just chill, play defensive.
You hear that call for them to play defensively. They're trying to get the health back up, trying to recoup a little bit before that next skirmish.
Picking up the health packs, retreating to base.
Watch him. Oh god, they're on me. I'm switching.
And there's the Tulam ultimate, bringing them in. Setting up that fight right there. NBA
Watch
falling
down. He's got
down.
his ult up. Just try to sit back. We need to like just stay up right now. We just need to stay up. They're gonna go in on us.
I'll be up in 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
K6 alone.
Now the OGs have come back a little bit here. You can see they're now 4-5. We got a minute and 20 seconds.
There's Death ultimate going out in lawnmower mode. Cutting Tulam down.
Everyone on one. Good.
Kill.
We gotta get him now.
I'm stuck. Listen to those plays call. They are very, very focused on getting this win.
Stunned him. Bring back up now. Force is weak.
You guys auto attack is so broken. Yeah, it's so broken. Ooh! 6 on you can't. They do more than the machine gun.
NBA ultimate, pick and blue
down just in the corner of FBA's ult.
Oh man.
Forcing the swap on Statesman there with another NBA ult.
Probably up in the second.
30 seconds left.
I'm grabbing that. There's a lot of combat boosters up for respawn.
Here comes the fight. They've engaged, moving in, ultimate's being blown, Tatum's damage aura is up.
OGs realize that they need to get in. They need to get these kills. 15 seconds is not going to be enough. 2 kills down. 8 seconds left.
5.
We're now on the OG's point of view. 1 kill away, a little bit closer this time, but Dyrus takes the win by 1 kill and secures the best of 3 match.
Oh, dang, that feels so bad. Good work, guys. Well, that was a lot better strategy than before. So close.
Listening in on the OGs there. Unfortunately, a little bit of despair on their parts, but it was a much closer match. It was a lot
so
closer, a lot
close.
more
They
fun.
had just 1 more kill. Oh.
Yeah, they got, well, and you could hear as we were doing the listening, they got their focus going. They were calling out targets, making sure they knew who they were going to lock down, who they were going to jump on. I think that Tulam pick was definitely a big deal because over and over we saw Tulam go in, use his ultimate to kind of vacuum up everybody to where they could burn them down with AoE. Luke could throw rockets out.
Yeah.
They were doing a great job of bringing the comeback. I wish we could have listened in more on their side too, but listening in on Team Jared's side, we could see why they did so well in that first round was because they were constantly doing the shot calling and all of that. It was insane, and the defensive call whenever they had to pull back because they were low health, and you know, it was nice seeing the OGs kind of taking advantage of that.
Yeah, really great job there.
That means that they take another point for the 3v3s, and we move into the 5v5s. So I just want to get that ready and kind of get those in those minds. They're going to start doing that. I know that they've been doing a lot more practicing with the 5v5, so we're going to see what their strategy is coming into that. And actually watching their matches on the show floor when they were practicing, it was pretty interesting.
It was pretty even, yeah. The first match that they played together, Dyrus' team took it pretty handily, but Dyrus is one of the people who've been playing the game and working with us quite a bit, pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Scar has also played it before in our alpha as well. So.
Yep. So he had a little bit of an advantage there on his characters. The second match, extremely close, and from then on, it's been very, very close. So Scar's team definitely picked up the slack. They learned what to do, what to counter. They learned the map very, very quickly. It was very impressive.
How did you guys feel about Dyrus' Vita pick? I think he was doing such a good job of trying to keep his team health up, and also just keeping that in mind. I mean, obviously we talked a little bit about that defensive pullback call, but he was constantly looking at their health and trying to keep them up and calling out. I think they constantly were just like, the odd one, get the odd one.
Yeah, well, they had both Vita and Demonos who were topping people off, and then they coupled that with the Lua pick who was trying to poke the enemy team down, and as soon as they saw an opportunity, as soon as that poke had happened, it was switch to Death Knight, go in and just blender everybody to oblivion.
Yeah, you kept calling them the lawnmower action too.
Well,
so now we're going to be hopping into our first match of 5v5, and this is going to be another point on the board, possibly for our Team Jared maybe, but hopefully we can see the OG group bring it back and get themselves on the table, and let's see how this goes.
I think they can do it. I think they can bring it back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I always cheer for the underdog. Come on,
It'll be fun to watch. So we got everybody on each team are now participating, obviously, since it's a 5v5. Those picks are coming in really quickly on both teams. They've been playing this mode for a while today. They've been playing it in the past. They know their characters that they want to go with. I think we're going to see some really cool fights.
It is interesting to see how each team seems to favor specific masters. We're seeing a lot of Demonos coming out of Dyrus' team, and we're seeing a lot of NBA picks. Or actually, they just swapped it up a little bit.
Yep.
So we got 2 NBA picks.
I will say, Lily's been killing it on Arami the last couple of days. That was one of her first characters that she played, and she has been consistently doing the most damage on her team, has been consistently taking a lot of kills, so it'll be really cool to see that Arami-Erna combo work for her.
Well, and it looks like Scar is going to be a heavy front line for them. Cat-to-cat Cognazo, that's a lot of lockdown, it's a lot of engagement. So I think something like Pounce and Rip Line maybe kind of get those engagements going. I think he's going to be able to secure a lot of kills with that.
It was actually really interesting as we were spending time with them before. I mean, Scar, amazingly analytical mind when it comes to these kind of games. He was looking at Cat-to-Cat's skills, and he was coming up with ideal combos in his head, trying different things, and just really analyzing this character because he enjoyed playing it so much. And he got really, really deadly on it real quick.
That's because Cat is pretty good, Sean. That's, you know.
We will see. We will see, sir. All right,
So,
getting loaded in here.
Load in. Yep. And just real quick, you know, it looks like the OGs, they have a good sort of mix of frontline bruisery damage as well as poke with those NBA picks.
So let's give a brief rundown here of Titan Ruins as everyone's getting into their positions here. Titan Ruins is our 3-lane map. Obviously, some things look a little familiar. We have towers, we have space in between the lanes with neutral monsters and stuff like that. The main objective here is to be earning points as a team. You are trying to get to 100 points, and every time you get to 100 points, you summon a Titan, which is a raid boss that comes up the middle lane that the enemy team has to deal with. Now, you're trying to use this to knock down their towers, to help yourselves secure kills, and all that. And there's a bunch of different things on the map to help you with that, buffs, altars on the tops and the sides that have their own strategy as well.
So the first thing that people are doing is they're grabbing, so you see that blue crystal right there, they're grabbing those things called Titan Sights. They grant vision of an area around the crystal as well as a smaller crystal that's kind of off to the side. So those middle ones will give you area or vision around that area as well as that kind of lake, river, watery area there. So we're seeing fights kind of break out already. And this is one thing that's actually very interesting about MXM. There is no laning slowdown time. It is all fight, fight, fight. You're going for those objectives right off the bat.
Yeah, we have 0 items in the game that you have to buy, so everything is dependent on the combination of masters you bring in, the combination of skills that you put on them, and your work as a team in order to accomplish victory here on Titan Ruins.
So while we're kind of running around getting these objectives, I'm going to kind of give a very brief description of what they do. Our altars on the top and bottom, if you break the seals on them, they will unlock these altars right here. They will unlock a fallen hero for you, which will push that side lane.
Redlock coming in with some really quick damage on Lua. Hasn't swapped yet, forces the swap onto Demonos, who then tries to zap him away.
NBA was supporting that with some damage from his ultimate, and then the other NBA here, he swapped over to his particle cannon mode.
Hey, I can do that too. The important thing to note here, this altar is just about to unlock.
There are the Watchers
As
spawning
Nico
right
was
now.
trying to say, these altars are very important. You've got to kill the Guardians that are out in front of them, and once they're dead, you can capture them for your team. There's a pretty long channel. Taking damage interrupts that channel, so these are hotly contested points on the map, but very important. What's the strategy behind taking these altars, Nico?
Well, it kind of depends. If you are being contested, those Altar Watchers can actually dole out quite a bit of damage. So you kind of want to wait and see if the enemy team is going to push into you or not. One thing that I like to do is if that altar's open, you kind of hook around the back and hope nobody sees you. Use Fog of War to your advantage. Try and unlock it. You see Adamant is now spawned.
Yeah. Dyrus secured the capture there, and now he's running up the lane. Now he's...
So the nice thing about Adamant is that he will, well, and Ruark as well, who is the other fallen hero, they will both link to masters that are near them to heal them. They'll support those masters, and they will
One of them is really low in both forms.
We got some chat from Dyrus' team, Jared, here now. We can hear a little bit of their strategy. Well, the main point of those side guardians as well is to try and take the side towers.
We got a fight breaking out here. NBA is out of position. He's going to get burned out, and right there.
Out of position.
I thought Lily survived.
You'll also see these ghosts that drop on the ground. When one of your teammates dies, they drop a ghost. If another teammate comes and runs over it, they'll pick it up. It'll heal them and give them a movement speed boost. So it's one of those things where if you're kind of getting, reamed in a team fight, you can have a little bit of a comeback mechanic there. This enemy right here, this is called a Warden, is one of our jungle monsters. If you destroy the jungle monster, this Warden, he will give you
There's 4 people top lane. I'm
buff.
so boned.
And what
I'm
those
so
buffs
dead.
do
There's
is
4 people top.
it lowers your swap cooldown by 30%, and it also helps you regenerate your resources like mana and stuff like that quicker.
Yeah, we know how important swap timers are. So those buffs do stack. If you happen to get the 2 different buffs that both give that, you'll have a 60% cooldown reduction on your swap.
Got a little fight breaking out here on the bottom side of middle.
NBA holding his ground and shooting rockets.
Right.
But Ridlock coming around the corner.
To get our first Titan, I feel like
It looks like they're trying to secure that Khazor's boss area there, maybe to kind of ward off anyone who wants to come in and try and do a quick 100-point steal. We have both Titans on both teams coming out at the same time. We're going to have a Titan clash in the middle.
Yeah, very close
soon.
game so far. We're just about 5 minutes in, and we are 100 to 102 points.
We're going for the
now,
middle
as we said, every time you get to 100 points, it summons your Titan. So those are going to come meet head-to-head, and we're going to see some fighting there.
Yeah, we
now,
just
it looks like,
from
from what I can see, it looks like Dyrus' team got their Titan out just a little sliver ahead of the OGs. And so that's important because the first Titan that spawns is actually going to have a 10,000 health shield. And actually, I was wrong. It was the OGs who got it out first. So he's going to give them an advantage in that Titan fight.
Here's the downside for it. We got a little bit of sheepify going on here. But the upside for the blue team right now is that Titan for the enemy team is within tower range.
Yes.
So he's going to be taking tower shots in addition to fighting the other enemy Titan. NBA throwing down the ult, trying to
going in, vacuuming everybody in.
Side.
Vita says, no thank you.
Today, keeping everyone dancing instead of fighting, but this brawl is going to get real serious real soon. Statesman pops his ult,
trying
tries
to retreat.
They're cat throwing out his abilities, trying to keep people stunned, trying to field for the team.
See, I'm telling you,
a little
Sean,
too close to that tower.
I'm telling you, those cat pounces securing kills left and right. It looks like they're back under the safety of their tower. They got away.
NBA throwing out a couple ults for good measure.
Yeah.
Keep that team backed off.
They got away with most of their teammates still alive, still intact. We do see that the Titan is pushing up the center. They're going to need to throw some damage down on that quickly if they want to save their tower.
Down, Scar taking down Waffle. Meanwhile, the red team here backing off and just kind of topping up and trying to defend against that Titan.
OG's NBA shooting out those ultimates, telling them to back off that tower, trying to secure that tower kill on that Titan beating it down there.
Oh, they've managed to stun the Titan. This is important. This is what we were talking about. Look at all that damage going in onto that Titan right now.
60% of its health just burned.
By combining those attacks, when that Titan was weak after he used his special ability, they managed critical damage for a very long amount of time to that Titan and burned him down very quickly.
Now they did still lose their tower, but they've secured the Titan shard from the Titan, which is a very, very important move. For every 5 Titan shards you get, your team can use one of your characters to turn into a Titan incarnate, which is essentially, for a good 10-12 seconds, your own little raid boss in your team. So they're securing the jungle kills right now. That Guardian gives your team some experience, trying to get a little bit of an edge over the OGs, cleaning up some of the lanes, getting those points from the Titanites there.
More NBA ults coming in. Those things seem to come out of nowhere because of how much range they are. Cat going in, securing the stun, but Vita pulling out the ult to try and save her own life. Surrounded completely by blue, and she is going to be finally finished off as the red team backs off.
See this on the map? We should have everyone run to top if they're going to get bottom.
Listening in on Darius' team, hearing what their strategy is.
So we don't want them to rotate the top side before we can get it.
I'll just kill the Watchers quick.
So you can hear them calling out that those altars have respawned. Very important objectives. They don't want to
they got
lose
bottom.
those side pushes.
Enemy Titan approaching.
Looks like the red team is there right away.
We're 40 points away from our own.
Blue team secures their second Titan. Gets it out on the field.
We need to all hold mid.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight for top here.
They're fighting our mid tower right now, anyways.
As soon as they clear these Titanites out, they're going to be able to take that altar.
I'll get the altar.
So that should be an uncontested altar for them. But top lane is having a little bit more of a heavy battle there.
We do have a couple people coming from the blue team down to contest that altar. I don't know if they'll be in time.
I have to read that.
Red team manages to get the altar.
Their Titan should be here in the middle. Yep, there it is.
That's true. And red team is still 17-16 now, points away from the Titan. As blue team, red team is that far away from Titan. And they are now 4 points. So we're going to have that second Titan come down pretty quickly.
We can just take the Titan down.
If they can time this right, that Titan's going to be fighting their Titan right under the tower, and they'll have a little bit of an advantage.
They just need 2 Titan kills.
There, we got it.
I can notice on up there a volley of bombs coming in from the sides. Those are the side towers. Very, very important for stopping sieges because they do
Titan
AoE
shard
damage.
coming in.
That's why getting those side altars are
I'm going to get this Titan
important
shard and go back.
specifically focus those side towers first.
We're 2 off right now.
Rami with the long range bind, throwing some damage down on Poveron.
Got some pretty heavy skirmishes going on in middle here. It looks like everyone's kind of just vying for map control. They're trying to make way for their Titan to come out and plow through those turrets.
Defensive Titan there, throwing out a
back in middle.
Each Titan has their own little abilities that they do. As a defensive Titan, he can stop bullets with his shield, and he does the AoE healing buff for his team.
Sean, I don't think
taking some tower
right?
aggro. 4 shots. Very, very important to stay away from that tower.
I think more importantly now, they have a full health Titan, and that turret is going down.
It's all kinds of dead.
As long as they sustain this push, they're going to be able to take another turret, I think.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, I'm behind her. I'll be behind.
We switched over to Scar's team now. Their top see what they're doing to fight some aggressive push here.
Beat it. Those 2 in for ult. Stun them out of defending. We see that Titan just beating away on the turret.
Hey, we need to show.
Take it down, save the turret just barely, but that team is still...
I'm backing for a little bit.
Scar does the back, adding his trait points, I'm sure.
Okay. Every time we go on Darius, he just sleeps us.
And he goes scurrying back to lane.
And that is one thing we didn't mention is that when you
They're
go
all
back
here,
to-
so.
when you go back to your base, every third level you'll get trait points that you can put in to boost your damage.
Oh, they
and
just
defense.
This became a Titan.
Oh, the Titan Incarnate transformation comes out. Maybe a little early, but he really wants that tower down.
Oh.
Takes
Yeah.
down the tower, still trying to get
Be careful, be careful.
in a giant flying smashing. Takes him down. Now, that transformation isn't going to last forever.
Both teams less than
Very
10
aggressive.
points away from their next Titan.
One more shot's going to take him down, and the for me.
Oh, Swap saves him. Statesman might actually get him out of there.
He's pretty mobile. He's going to be able to survive, but unfortunately, I think he's left his teammate for dead here.
Yes. Poharan trying to make a run for it, but she is not mobile enough to get away from that aggression.
Dyrus might take at least one of them with her, though.
She goes down. I think the NBA, who was skirting those top corners there, decided maybe it's time for me to piece out of this. He's going to sneak out while they're chasing down Poharan.
So you got the offensive Titan now leaving a trail behind him. That's going to speed up any allies who walk in that path. Cognazzo leading the charge there, trying to get out, trying to get some points for his team. Now, blue team just got their third Titan. Red team's about to get their third. Very, very close game here still with the game half over.
We see the Titan monolith there. Now, that Titan monolith is like a teeny little mini boss. You can actually solo it, and if you do manage to kill... Oh, Titan Incarnate coming out for the OGs.
Maybe not the best time to punch that Titan Incarnate.
Yeah, it seemed like a little bit of a premature
This
use
is going
there.
to be really, really wasted here because they're going to spend all of their time rushing up to try and get to those towers, and by the time that they get to the point where they can really do any good, that transformation is going to wear off.
Yeah, he pulls the hammer out, gives his team some shielding.
And there it goes. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help them, but it looks like they're just gonna have to retreat immediately here.
Yeah, the shielding is a good idea for initiating a team fight, but it seems like he just used that Titan Incarnate too soon. He wasn't really able to be effective.
This is not something you want to waste. They can really turn the tide of the game. NBA going into his ult, but unfortunately gets ulted by the enemy NBA right as he tries to do it.
He says there can only be one. Cognazzo looking to secure that kill.
Statesman trying to fly away with a last-minute swap back to Demonos, but he's still in the midst of the enemy team.
Erina chasing him down, but she gets shocked. She's going to have to back off, or else NBA and that turret are going to burn her down.
Taking a tower shot, throwing herself heal, but goes back into the tower, taking another shot.
Trying to dodge those NBA missiles, but doesn't quite make it.
Able to get out of there. Getting a little too close to the
Chased
towers.
down by the robot squad. Suzuka going for this kill on the Titan monolith right here. Now, like we said, she will get a Titan shard for this. And if you get 5 Titan shards, that gets you a Titan Incarnate. We saw them kind of use one prematurely earlier, so it seems like they're kind of trying to recoup, get another Titan Incarnate out, make sure that they have it for the next time a big team fight happens.
Both teams have burned their Titan Incarnate already, so at least they don't have to worry about the other team having an advantage. Those are off the field currently. Red team does have 2 shards to the blue team's 1.
Not to mention the Titan pushing down the middle of the field.
Yeah, kind of important to pay attention to that. The entire blue team is there, though. They're burning it down quickly.
And you can see those side turrets, they're still up. This is one of the reasons why those hero altars are so important, because those side turrets, they are absolutely destroy
Speaking of which, while that Titan pushes up the middle lane, Dyrus and his team are out there capturing those altars, getting those altar heroes pushing and trying to take out the side lanes.
Yep, using that Titan pressure to secure other objectives, always a good idea.
Odd One takes down Tobias Fate. Dyrus takes down the tower and helps the team push in a little bit more.
Ruark just cleaving that tower, cutting health left and right off of it, but blue team has managed to take Ruark out without losing the turret. Really big deal. That means they're still going to have that damage on the sidelines. They need to do the same here.
But let's take a look at the score, though. We are down 2 towers on the blue team, but exactly tied in points.
Exactly, yes.
Now, I'm not sure if we've gone over ways to win Titan Ruins yet for people who haven't seen our game before. The main way to win, obviously, is to take the enemy team's base, take their core.
Yes.
We have, that is one, obviously. We notice that there's a timer ticking down, though. Titan Ruins games are never longer than 25 minutes. And when that timer reaches 0, the team with the highest score, no matter what the condition of their base is, if they've got 1% health left on their core, it doesn't matter. If they have the highest amount of points, they will win. Dyrus and his team going for the
Going for
Buster.
Khazor.
We haven't seen Khazor yet.
Now,
he's something brand new to our CPT.
Khazor is serious business, guys. He has tens of thousands of hit points. He's going to take a while to bring down, but if they do manage to bring him down, that is 100 immediate points. Now, look at their score, 394. If they kill Khazor, brings them up to 494, they get another Titan, and then they're 6 points away from having
They're
a
burning
dual
it down
Titan.
really, really quick. Scar's team not able to respond in time. 100 points goes to Team Jared. They get an immediate Titan on the field, and they are 6 points away from another one. This is going to be a very, very heavy push.
Not to mention, when you kill Khazor the Disgraced, he will actually curse your enemy's turrets. They will do less damage, and they will have less defense. It means that those turrets are going to be way easier for them to burn down. And as soon as they're able to either kill this Titan or secure some kills on those Titanites or even an enemy master, they'll have another Titan pushing the field.
Now, one thing that that the blue team here hasn't quite taken into account is all this AoE damage coming in from those side towers that they haven't taken down yet. Their team is just getting blown apart, and their Titan is getting blown apart while they try to siege this middle lane. This is not a good place for them to be right now.
Both of those towers kill. Are firing. There it is. There's the next Titan coming right out.
But look at the red team. They still have a full Titan and an almost full health second Titan.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that's going to be coming into mid lane from Dyrus' team is just going to be immense.
Blue team is 64 points away from getting their next Titan. This is going to be a very difficult push for them to try and defend against.
They need to get it out. They need that Titan to get out there, and they need to time it so that they can hold off both of the enemy Titans, group up, damage them down, while their Titan is kind of stalling that push.
Yeah, exactly. This team needs to group up, and they need to start getting kills and damaging the enemy Titan as quickly as possible, because that's going to cause quite a bit of damage to their base if they don't do that.
So Vita's coming in a little late, but we see Team Jared. They want blood. You know, they're heading down middle lane. They're looking to secure some of those core towers. It seems to me. They want to reveal that core. They want to be able to get some backdoor potential to maybe take the core down without having to worry about a full team push necessarily.
NBA going into the zone once again, trying to take as much damage down as possible there.
Coom throwing up that wall, and the Titan just bashes right through it.
Titan doesn't usually care about enemy masters. His objective is to try and smash their base.
That's right.
So he'll every once in a while he'll throw an ability off at them. But
that core is out. This could be it. There's a Titan destroying that core.
There are two Titans.
You can see that bar. It is getting burned down so fast. Blue team is not going to have a Titan out to defend against this.
Lily has switched to Titan Incarnate, but one more hit.
That is it.
Not enough.
Our Titan Runes game goes to Team Jared.
One to Team Jared. We still have 2 matches left to go. They're going to have to really quickly analyze what they did wrong, and try to make up for that if they're going to make this second match a thing.
So I think that the main thing that we saw is when they had that pressure in the middle from, I want to say it's the second Titan that Team Jared sent out, and they had to group around it. They had to burn it down. And Ataman and Ruark both got unlocked by Team Jared. And that's when they lost those side turrets, and the pressure just never stopped after that point. They weren't ever able to recover after losing those side turrets.
So let's go back here to Maggie and let's talk about this a little bit. It was a pretty even game to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we saw that they were doing very well keeping each other at bay. I think they were taking a tower, playing it safe on both sides, and kind of gauging each other. But I think what really turned the tide was at that later game where they took that Khazar.
Yes.
And there was no push from the OG group.
It was completely uncontested. And that's one of those things where map awareness is a really big deal. You know, when you look at the map and you see the entire enemy team is missing. Well,
I wonder where they are.
Probably
also,
in Khazar's chamber.
There was such smart timing on their part, too. They almost had a Titan already with that points. All they needed was like 10 or 20 points. That's like 2 Titanites, and you're ready to rock and roll. And they also had another Titan from killing that.
Yeah. Well, and that amount of pressure is what really caused them to not be able to really recoup. I mean, that double Titan pushed all the way through to the core towers and took them out.
Let's talk a little bit about where things went wrong. We said it was a really close game. We said the scores were exactly tied up until 383 points. They were still exactly tied. Towers were the same. So what went wrong? I think the first thing that I personally saw was the wasting of that Titan Incarnate.
Yes. Actually, that had slipped my mind, but that is a huge detriment. The thing about a Titan Incarnate is, yeah, you only get it for about 12 seconds. But the amount of damage that you can put out on Titan Incarnate, you can wipe an enemy team. If they don't focus you down, you can wipe an enemy team. You can run in and just destroy turrets left and right with that hammer.
And I think we actually have a replay of that turn of the tide. So let's check that out.
Take a look. Yeah. So got a little bit of obviously action going on here. We've got red team securing those kills, but the Titan pushes here were very,
you can see that they're very even coming in the early game, moving in here.
Yeah.
This was the first major fight, but that Vito ult saved everyone for a little while, enough to get everyone regrouped, and I think that saved more lives definitely than it harmed.
Well, and despite that Vito ult, I got to say, excellent use of Tulam's ultimate. Bring in that, he hit 3 people with it, I think, brought them all in, set them up for more damage, started that team fight, and Vito was quick to react to make sure that it didn't go off.
Yep. And I will say good use of Cat the Cat there as well to pounce on Vita.
Yes.
We got
so
Incarnate.
here's our Khazor kill right here. Now, obviously, completely uncontested. If your team can get in there and even just one or two guys disrupt it. So if you can get in there to even just disrupt a little bit, right? Khazor deals a ton of damage. If you can make it so that the focus is off him and he can run rampant and kind of destroy some of those enemies for you, that works too. You don't need to commit your entire team to it.
And that last minute Incarnate where Lily was trying her best. She was like, I'm going to try.
If it was just a little bit sooner, she might have been able to damage those Titans enough.
They were doing so much damage to their core.
But again, unfortunately, the main thing, I think, was the wasting of that first Titan. Whoever was the transformation spent probably 8 of their 12 seconds just running up the lane to try and get somewhere. Sure, they did a little bit at the end. They shielded their team. They helped, but everyone immediately had to back off. It was wasted.
And now we're going to be running into our next 5v5 round. We'll see if this one is the one where the OG group can bring it back.
You're hoping so. Let's see what we got, if we have any different picks here.
A couple of differences. It looks like Skara has gone for Statesman instead of Tulam, and Tulam has swapped down with Suzuka down there.
Yeah, both teams still going with the double NBA pick. Everyone loves that really long-range ultimate and that long-range damage. Now, he is very squishy still, so we should see some interesting play there.
I got to say, NBA, he's recognized as being very strong because of his range and his damage. But the fact of the matter is, if you play around that, if you're able to jump in on him, you take, and what you're saying earlier, somebody with gap closers, you're going to be able to shut him down. You have to switch if a melee gets on you in your NBA.
Especially once your cluster rockets are gone, you don't have any defense around you. You can maybe negate damage for a little bit, but you still can't deal it.
Right. I mean, especially if he's not running something like Disruptor to stun people who attack him, he doesn't have any options besides immediately using his survival skill and trying to back out.
Skara switching his other pick to Statesman. So Cat the Cat Statesman this time.
That's a lot of mobility. It's going to be a pretty strong team comp right there.
Yep, especially when Statesman is in his ult, he has very, very good crowd control as well, on top of Cat the Cat's pounce and crowd control that comes with that. Lily sticking with her Arami and Erina combo. Everyone getting ready to get into the lane here. Throwing out some emotes, getting the team pumped, as you need to. It's very important for morale.
So I want to see if the OGs are going to try and go for an earlier Khazor this time. I want to see if they saw the benefit that Team Jared got from taking Khazor, and if they want to maybe try and go in and push it on their own.
Yep, Poharon leaping over the wall there to save a little bit of time. Trying to get to that River King early.
Taking that River King. So if you kill River King, it drops its heart, and if you pick that up, you heal for 25% of your max health, but you also gain 25% of your ultimate gauge. So he's trying to get a little bit of an advantage right off the bat in those opening brawls.
Yeah, very important for early team fights. Have that extra ultimate blip.
So we
First
got a
fight real early here. Lula getting really low and having to switch back to his NBA. Meanwhile, the ultimates are already coming up for NBA, trying his best to try and survive.
Arami throwing out a clutch binding, saying back off, you're not going to come any further. Demonos throwing down the AoE, trying to get a little bit of lane clear going on. Back those Titan Knights off. And those guys actually, we haven't talked a lot about them, but they pack a punch. If those Titan Knights start wailing on you, they can actually burn your health bar down pretty quickly. Lua reaching out there with a little bit of poke, trying to see if that shrapnel rocket finds anything.
Trying to hug somebody with a rocket.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of poke compositions with both of these teams right now. You know, they're pocketing a couple bruisers here and there. Skara, for example, he's got that front line essentially entirely in his picks.
Oh, getting a little close to that tower there, Skara.
Yeah, those towers.
But securing the tape kill. And Dyrus currently
taking down the Warden.
Taking on the enemy Ward. They are pretty deep in enemy territory.
Grab some of those jungle buffs for yourself. Get those swaps off quicker.
And now coming in behind blue team's MVA. He doesn't have anywhere to run.
Off.
Instead, they decided
they're ignoring him.
That was a pretty good pincher there, and they decided to just leave him be.
I'm not sure why they chose to do that. If they had killed him, then they probably could have secured this altar unopposed. Now NBA can stand back in range and just pelt them with rocket after rocket.
And he's got some friend coming up too. He's got Skara and Cat the Cat coming in to try and assist.
As we all know, Cat the Cat extremely powerful. Will be taking down some people. Demonos looking to play mostly in his support dimension there, keeping that shock therapy chained onto Poharan. Speed her up, make sure that she can engage or disengage when needed. Keep her health topped off.
NBA ultimate coming in.
Cat the Cat's going in, engaging that fight. We're seeing a little bit of a brawl coming out here.
We are 2v3 here though, so this is a pretty confident attack from the blue team.
Yeah, Tuam has blown his ultimate. Vita just blew hers.
But she's unfortunately left all alone. It's just Dyrus against two people, taking a lot of damage from Suzuka there. He's going to have to get out of there real quick. Tries to swap again, but unfortunately Vita's health bar
did save his teammate though with that ultimate.
He did.
Could have been a 2 for nothing. So it's a little bit of an improvement over, you know, the potential damage that could have gone.
Let's take a look at the point total here. We got 72 points to 67 currently. We still haven't gotten our first Titan yet. Obviously, towers are still even. Altars are still contested. We are going to start seeing some action here pretty soon, though, I'm sure.
Tajin throwing up that ultimate. They are trying to contest that bottom altar.
Yeah. Blue team has taken Adamant. They have got the first altar of the match.
We still see Ruark with some skirmishes around him. Looks like they're trying to clear away the Titanites and maybe, hopefully, take that altar. NBA trying to secure it with some ult damage.
Both NBAs ulting back and forth, as they have been for the last couple of games.
A little bit of a tank battle going on. We see Dyrus' team trying to burn down Ottoman, and NBA coming up in the rear, hopefully keeping them off, but it doesn't seem to be working. Ottoman is just going down so quickly.
Very quick. They've been doing a very good job of keeping him CC'd. Now, the important thing to note about the side heroes, the altar heroes, is they are susceptible to crowd control, unlike the Titans. So if they have a moment of invulnerability for a while, but then after that they can't be crowd controlled. They use those skills real great to keep him locked down and taking tower damage.
Got a little bit of a brawl going on. Statesman punching a robot to death.
Killing Tobias Fate.
Well, and that's actually kind of what we were just talking about. You know, Statesman dove in on that NBA. He must not have had his swap up, and he was unable to really do anything about it. So that right there, that's the weakness of NBA.
We've got a powered up Titan here. He's got that 10,000 damage shield for being the first Titan on the field. And he's probably going to do some pretty heavy damage with that.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that tower is actually going to
It's almost gone already.
Yeah.
It's going to take just a couple slugs.
Well, he's got that 10,000 point shield, so he's not going to be taking health damage for a little while. But
luckily, we do have another Titan here on the field to stop and contest. The red team's Titan, though, does still have that shield. Defensive or not, that Titan's going to go down first.
That's true. Now, one thing that I... Oh, wow.
Got a little bit of a brawl going on here. Everyone getting really low. Statesman squeaking away just barely and taken down.
That Vita ultimate locking down 3 people.
Well, Tower Shot's still trying to damage Cat the Cat. He doesn't understand what a dance party is, apparently.
NBA was setting up that burst as soon as they came out of Vita's ultimate there, her Aria of Life. And the tower kind of thrown out enough damage to kind of make make OGs back away, reconsider whether they wanted to engage or not. So we can see this Titan fight going on right here. Now, Dyrus' team's Titan, Team Jared rather, is Ardent, and the OG's Titan is Helix. Titans also have attunements, so Helix stronger against Ardent. If you leave those 2 Titans alone, Demizra is going to hammer that Ardent Titan into the ground.
Even with that 10,000 damage shield, he still managed to squeak ahead.
securing some buffs here. Wanted to make sure that they are topped off and ready for the next fight. Got their swap cooldowns going.
Someone getting caught out here. Who do we got? Oh, we got a little bit of a server lag, unfortunately, going on.
Looks like we
here.
might have.
There we go.
There we go.
Beta is beta.
A little bit of a connection issue there.
Back in the match here, though. Statesman dropping down his Olympian Bolt. People recalling, trying to get their health back. Keeping around that pit, though. Make sure that no one goes in and takes out Kyle.
Well, and Team Jared did just get their second Titan now, so they're going to have even more pressure pushing down the middle lane. You see those big, giant green explosions. When Demisra goes down, he actually heals all of his teammates. It looks like
DJ Koom rocking out a little bit as he recalls back to base.
And bringing a Titan Shard back, no less.
It's very important that you secure those Titan Shards. Now, if you are carrying a Titan Shard and you die, it is free for all. Anybody can pick that up.
Not to mention, you'll see those little eyes pop up when someone picks up a Titan Shard. That means the enemy team, they have vision of you. They know you got it. They know you got it. They know you're going back. And if someone's close enough, they could take it away from you. Team Jared pressuring the middle lane with their Titan, just pushing right into the turret. And it looks like looks like they are eating turret shots left and right. And NBA ult shots. 2-arm goes in looking to say, no, you cannot leave. I need some of those kills.
Still, 2v2, there's a lot of damage going down. Vita just slowing things down for a little bit, healing the team, being like, hey guys, let's take a step back, let's dance a little bit, and then let's get in here and kill each other again. Mathis taking down the odd one. Damage coming in, forcing the swap back to Lua. Damage still going out. NBA Ultimate coming in, damaging Team Dyrus.
We are seeing those NBA
ults goes down. He
firing
killing
left and right.
force. And this brawl is continuing on. Dyrus's Team Jared pushing in just as hard.
Another NBA ultimate coming out. Misses his first shot.
And
misses
NBA
his second shot.
Statesman knocking up NBA out of his ultimate. Able to stop some of that damage. But then taking a little bit of tower hits.
Yeah, he's taking a few tower hits. He's going to be okay, though. Koom coming over to say, hey, Demonos, what's up, man? You doing all right there? Lua moving out, checking that jungle, making sure nothing's up. They are securing top altar right now, so that's going to be another big push for Team Jared.
Yeah, they have taken a pretty big lead here.
Yeah, they're 110 points, or 111, excuse me, points ahead, and they are getting real close to pulling out their third Titan.
And they have a 2-tower lead currently.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, every time one of your tower, well, we got a fight here. Ataman's coming in. He's going to try and secure that turret for them. And, wow, yeah, that was quick.
Going in.
They're pushing forward, trying to hit that second inner tower.
Let Adam go first.
Yeah, let him take the turret shots. If they destroy this, then they are going to cut off a lot of potential damage that can be fired onto the Titans in the middle.
And another Titan for the red team on the field, while blue team is still waiting to get their second.
And you know, it's perfect timing because that turret has just gone down.
Another dance party going on. Dyrus healing up his team, stopping the fight for a while. Statesman's Olympian bolts coming down, slowing everybody down.
Ataman is still alive, still pushing turrets.
Look at the positioning on NBA here. He's basically out of vision for those people, staying back and shooting off his ultimate, just exactly where he needs to be. Well, NBA is an amazing long-range attacker, and he's doing exactly what he needs to and not getting in the front of things.
You know, and because we have so many MBAs, I think, well, we have 3 MBAs right now out on the field. We're seeing this fight is dictated a lot by NBA's poke range. Whenever an NBA ultimates, it kind of causes the team to scatter a little bit because they didn't have that dive. And now Skara has adapted to that, where he's using Statesman to dive into that NBA and interrupt him.
Yep. Now, important thing to note is these are currently non-ranked games. We didn't have pick bans enabled. In a normal ranked game, a team would not be able to pick NBA twice on their team.
There would be one robot. So it looks like Team Jared, they are advancing down the bottom lane.
Demino speeding up Dyrus there, trying to get him pushed ahead so they can keep these lanes pushing. Dyrus looking for River King to see if he's up.
Now, Ruark's altar is going to be up soon. So if they can secure this area here, make sure that the OGs don't push in, they're going to be able to take that altar and maybe, probably what they're looking to do is destroy that side tower on bottom lane.
So we got 14 minutes left in the game. Blue team is down by over 100 points. What do they need to do here in order to come back from this?
Well, one thing that we've seen, well, let's have this fight go on first.
Very important. Dyrus just getting pummeled. Looks like they're going straight for him. Makes the switch to Vita. trying to heal herself up, trying to keep Statesman healed. Statesman gets away, but Dyrus goes down. Skara killing Dyrus in a little captain-to-captain vengeance move.
So I think two things that we've not seen too much of. One is King Tanny, and he's the other. Oh, we have another kill coming out with that pistol whip. It looks
Coom
like
hitting the ult, saving his own life, going deep into the tower, taking the tower, but Coom able to survive with that last-minute ultimate.
it's a little bit of a trade-off there. Well, actually, no, because if Coom would have gone down, then the tower would have gone down too.
Yeah.
So King Tannian, who's a mini-boss here, he awards 30 points to your team. So if the OGs actually went and killed King Tannian, he's a much faster kill than Khazor, although he is definitely tough to fight. You cannot 1v1 him. You need your team. They would have gotten Titan out. Now, that tower's
Titan Incarnate on the field now, doing some damage. Vita
Taken
ult
by
locks him
Vita's
down,
ult.
wasting some of his time. Perfect use of the Vita ult. Now, it doesn't completely shut down the Titan Incarnate, but it did waste a few valuable seconds on that meter, and he's not going to be able to do much more.
That's right. That was an amazing lockdown by Vita. We got another Titan Shard coming back to the OGs. So it looks like they are going to try and build up their next Titan Incarnate and make up for that loss, because Vita really just stopped in his tracks and made sure that it was not able to be effective.
That was a potentially good use of the Titan Incarnate. Definitely much better than what we had seen in the first game.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Dyrus was prepared for that, locked him down, kept him there. Very good use of that.
Well, and the other thing is that this just goes to show you, a Titan Incarnate is not just a win card. It's not, you don't just throw it down and it just clears the enemy team away. That's not how it works. If the enemy team is able to focus you, able to CC you, they can cut you off and they can make that a wasted Incarnate.
Another brawl going on here as the offensive Titan pushes up. Go. Taking a very last-minute swap there to try and save his life, but still taken down. Skara takes down Yassos, but Tobias Fate comes back in with the redemption kill on Skara.
Team Jared doing really good. Oh, and the binding, that's going to lock him down. It looks like NBA is going to go down.
Are out of range now, but they still have both of those side towers up. This Titan is going to go down real quick, and unfortunately the rest of the team push is being held at bay. Vita ult comes down once again, causing Coom to dance and rock out with his DJ skin, but not enough. Coom doesn't have the ult available, and Dyrus is quickly trying to retreat to save his life.
But you know what? Team Jared, very good job at focusing down that Titan, staying in Tajin's aura, backing off, making sure they weren't getting, weren't getting too engaged in fights. They had one or two picks that got taken off their team.
But look at the change in pace just in the last couple minutes since we said, what does the blue team need to do to come back? We are now much fewer than 100 points behind. Red team did just get their other Titan, but blue team could very quickly come in. Look at this ambush here from the brush, jumping in onto Yasuo, able to take him out.
Takes him out.
What a beautiful ambush. Now, unfortunately, they're left in a 2v2 and a little bit weakened. NBA goes down.
Was it worth the trade? Does not look like it.
It was a nice ambush. Unfortunately, there was follow-up.
Well, that's the thing. It was a great plan right up until it wasn't, and it all went horribly wrong. But we do see on the minimap right now, we see that there is an altar. Ruark's altar is available. We also see King Tannian and Khazor the Disgraced both up. Now, that is 130 points available in objectives just sitting there.
I've got a feeling Dyrus is making that call right now.
Yeah, it seems that way.
They want to secure this win. He's
starting
it
alone. Now, I will say this. I have soloed Khazor many a time. It is possible, but it takes a long time to do. So if his team can distract the OGs while he's in here and he can survive, this is doable. It could be a good strategy for them, especially if they're going to take that altar.
Taking too many hits from Khazor there, forcing the swap, but now he's got a little bit of help on behalf of Tajin there. I don't know if Skara's team has seen this happening yet.
It doesn't seem that way.
There's only two in there. The entire team is not missing. They could be distracting while
they're losing towers. They just lost the tower in bot lane, so they could be distracted by the map pressure.
They're using that Titan. They're using that Titan that just died to facilitate this kill, and it's going to work. They've got 3 people in there now. Unless Tannian goes nuts and murders everybody very quickly, which might just happen here. Run into the damage.
Oh, Khazor burns down.
But red team kills Khazor.
He had a little bit of a vengeance kill at the end. He goes, I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
You there. You're coming with me.
Well, So we now see Team Jared, they have leapt ahead. It is now 584 to 400, and although the OGs just got a Titan now to counter the Titan from Khazor, Team Jared, they're only 16 points away from having another Titan. We're kind of seeing the same situation that we did last game.
Yeah, all's not lost here. They do have a Titan to defend against that other one. If they group up, if they focus their damage on those Titans while their Titan defends.
Oh, and here's King Tanian. Now we get to see King Tanian as he destroys people with his AoE.
Yeah, Dyrus and Team Jared
They're
really looking to secure this win. Now, Tanian is definitely not someone to just trifle with. He has fears. He can knock you off the pedestal there, as
just
you've
like that,
many times. And he does a ton of damage as well. One wrong move here could mean at least one death. Focusing him down, trying to get that 30 points, trying to get another Titan on the field.
It just seems like the OGs are not reacting to these objectives.
Yeah. The silver lining here, they were given some time to deal with those Titans, and now they are doing a push of their own. They will have another Titan to deal with, but look at the grouping here.
Yeah, they're rushing straight up middle.
They're running into the base and burning their Titan
Incarnate.
Trying to help take down that Titan, but they still have 2 towers from the sides.
Oh, Vita again! Again saying, no, I'm sorry, you can't use a Titan Incarnate in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do a lot of damage to that Titan, but maybe not the best time to use that Incarnate.
Well, so here's the thing. When you have a Titan Incarnate, yes, they can do quite a bit of damage to an enemy Titan, and they're probably going to kill it right now. But I think it would be much more beneficial for the Titan Incarnate to try and wipe the enemy teams, and then allow your team to focus that Titan down.
Dyrus all alone, though, with 4 people on him. Team gets the kill. NBA trying desperately to throw out some damage from behind there. Skara left all alone, taken down by a Waffle, and now this blue team has lost their ability to push.
When you say that, I just imagine a flying Waffle coming through the air, decapitating him.
Maybe that's an idea for a future master. Yeah, this push is over for the blue team. They need to get out of there.
They need to back off right now.
The most
in fact, what they could do, if they backed off right now, there's an altar up.
Yep. The most important thing the blue team can do right now is try and take out those side towers.
Also, hint, Team OG, there's a Titan shard in middle. You should go and grab it.
Hey, say it a little louder. Okay, blue team here, backing off.
It looks like Tajan maybe realized, yep, there he goes.
Maybe not the best time to pick it up, though, when you've got an NBA on your butt.
We're having a robot battle. There's a little bit of rock and sock and rockets going on right now.
Can I just say I love NBA's voice acting, though?
Ow.
Ow. It's our good friend,
Team
Spike
Jared.
Spencer.
Team Jared resecures that Titan shard. A little bit of robot chase down.
Recalling back, getting the Titan shard secured.
They're also taking the Titan's sights, making sure that they have vision of the map, making sure that that the OGs cannot act without Team Jared knowing what's going on.
Team Jared really wants to secure this win.
Oh, he was caught.
Not able to get that altar capture, and he's got to back off. This one's gonna go.
We got 2v2 going on here. Maybe Erna can. Oh,
Dyrus
3v2.
taken down, going a little too deep and losing the help of his friend there.
I don't think he saw Erna coming up, and he just got bursted.
She is definitely good at that. Tulam going in, trying to finish off. Lua pulling her back in, securing that kill. Now, blue team just got another Titan. Red team is getting close. They can still win this. There's 5 minutes left on the map. They're down in points, so
we
they
see
have
NBA trying to wiggle out of that melee damage, but it's not quite working.
Demonos trying his best to be good guy Demonos and save his friend, but
narrowly missing his ultimate. That distortion storm, or that stasis storm, and that will destroy somebody. It does heavy damage if it explodes on them. And while it's up, it slows you and it destroys
Cat
projectiles.
pouncing in, trying to lock down.
He's not going to be able to take down a full health statesman. Or is he?
Able to take down, well, he does have help. He does have a Rami hot on his heels.
Oh, Titan
Incarnate. Switching up, taking tons and tons of damage, though.
Very narrowly was it able to come out.
NBA not getting out of his ult in time.
Oh, the smackdown coming in.
Smackdown over the wall. 2 people down. Blue team able to kill the Titan Incarnate as he transforms back. Good use of it, but
it got shut down.
Look at what's happening here, though. We've got 2 Titans brawling it out. This team should be trying to take down these towers now instead of fighting the enemy team. The top tower has just a little bit of health left. If they can go in, they can just secure a tiny bit of damage on there, then they're going to be that much closer to taking down it. But they don't want to overstay this, because one single push from the red team, killing them, getting the points.
If they had just focused a little bit more damage on that turret, it would be down right now. Titan Incarnate coming in.
Whoa, wait. What's happening down here at the core? We got 50% health left on the core. Someone is trying to backdoor this and
Ruark
take
saying,
damage.
don't mind me.
Waffle.
I'm just
taking
going
it
to come
upon
in
himself to run Ruark up the bottom
That
lane.
is it. Those cluster missiles are going to come in. Ruark is going to come in, and he's going to destroy that core. There's nothing they can do.
That is it. Ruark securing the win.
That's a little bit of tunnel vision there, even on our part. I didn't even see Ruark pushing down.
Surprise. I mean, wow. There you go. Yeah, very, very important to watch the map. I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
I didn't even notice it was happening until it was halfway down. There was so much action going on at the base. Blue team put all of their eggs in the basket of pushing up that middle lane, and unfortunately, they didn't leave anybody to defend.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I think that they were thinking, well, we have this Titan. We're probably going to be able to push through to a victory. And unfortunately, you know, Team Jared had a Titan spawn as well, and they had that little clash out there in the middle, and they were able to take down the OG's Titan before they were really able to capitalize on any of that damage.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's take it back to Maggie here. Let's talk about this game. Let's look at the scoreboard. Let's see what happened. Recap all this stuff and try to make sense of this.
Oh man, that was insane. So many moments of like, they might come back.
Yeah, they were really close.
I'm really rooting for you guys.
My opinion here, biggest downfall, not taking out those side towers. Yes. Every time they pushed up with their team together, they were coordinated, they were together, they had a Titan, but they were just getting bombarded by those side towers.
Well, and not to mention, you know, again, we see Khazor the Disgraced taken uncontested, right? And so that right there was a huge jump points. Because, you know, they got the Titan out, and then they were 16 points away, and they immediately, or no, I think they were about 30 points away, and they immediately went and secured King Tanian to get that second Titan out. Yep. So, again, I think map awareness is the biggest thing right now.
Well, and you talk about map awareness, but that's a key thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
What I've seen from Team Jared is that they've, even when you're watching mid-game, they have just such good control over the map. So they're looking at, okay, we have a Titan up, let's take advantage of that. They even kind of distract them by pushing up with a couple people, and then they take objectives while that's all going on. So they're just really good about multitasking, and I think that that's going to be an insane thing for them moving forward. We're actually going to do a bonus round of 5v5 just so that we can let OG maybe get some a little
restore their
honor.
Yeah.
For now, it looks like we've got some replays from that last match, though, so we can take a look and kind of analyze what where things went wrong. Obviously,
I think the Khazor solo by Dyrus is that start of that was probably the tide of the turn, or the turn of the tide.
I mean, it was the same thing last game too, right? Like it was that Khazor secure that got it. Now, the Statesman getting an NBA's face there, exactly what you need to do with NBA. Good job on
Skara,
Mathis's part.
Well, and that's the funny thing is that we were kind of talking about, like, this is exactly how you counter NBA, and then we see it right there in that second match.
But what I will say is that the OG group is really great about team battles. They were doing really good with team battles.
Their
it was
team
just
fights are
it was the
definitely
problem is the objectives. So they're really great at the brawls. They're really great at the team fights. I mean, even that push up that middle, I was like, oh, that's so smart.
Yeah,
and they're doing so well, but then they got tunnel vision. I feel like they got so many moments of tunnel vision where they just kept forcing it in. And we're seeing that right here as they're going in. And down bottom, you're going to see
the Titan Incarnate being shut down by Vita ult.
Those Vita ultimates.
Yeah, the Vita ults are so good.
They did a lot right. Like there's definitely no question about it. They did a lot right, and they that last minute
nice
swap.
I don't know if I would have kept running at that point. You have like full health. You could.
I mean, picking up the Titan shard was obviously something that you should do. Maybe when a long-ranged nuker is right on your head.
That's something to notice that you'll get slowed down from that.
Maybe when somebody is firing rockets at you, serpentine a little bit.
It's hard to serpentine when you're slowed down from picking up a Titan shard.
That is also true.
Oh, and the greed here where he pushed so hard to get him, and then the Incarnate pull.
Yes.
I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, now that Incarnate unfortunately took half of its health and damage while it was still transforming. So you know, could have been a little bit more sneaky
And then you
with
got
that one, maybe.
Waffle coming in here with Rurik. I think like that was the moment when you guys were talking about the top. I was like telling you. I know Sean was looking at me. He's like, "Why are you
I'm like,
pointing?"
what
I'm
are you
like,
pointing at?
"Bottom."
She's like,
the bottom. I was like, "Look at the bottom," because I was watching Waffle go down there, and he's just strolling down there with Rurik, and I was like, "Oh man, this is not going to go well."
Well,
for them.
and that's okay. So that's kind of something that I want to highlight here too. Titan Ruins is an extremely objective-based map, right? So like we were saying, the OGs, they were probably the superior team fighting team.
And let's see if they can use that superior team fighting right now in this bonus round of 5v5. Good luck, guys.
Just for the funsies.
I like how in the team comp picks right there before they've gone in, it shows your representative masters, and we have like 5 Boomeros. It's a big old sludge pile.
It's just fun.
So let's see if they pick up any different masters here.
Yep, Lily's going with her trademark. Oh, wait, Lily's switched it up a little bit. She's going with Vita and Erna. She's been specifically picking Arami for most of the matches
Well,
today.
and Skara is switching it up too. He's dropping that Statesman, picking up Jingtai.
Maybe she saw how effective Dyrus's Vita was, especially at stopping those Titan Incarnates, and now is going to use that strategy to help her team.
Now, I think that Jingtai might be a pick. We'll see if he takes Fling or not, but it might be a pick for Fling because if they have that, they're going to be able to throw. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to fling an enemy into your team.
I personally love Jingtai on Titan Ruins specifically because you can toss around the altar heroes like ragdolls.
Yes.
They come up, they start attacking your towers. You just stick them with your staff and flip them off, and not flip them off, but you can flip them off while you flip them off.
Yeah, do a little bit of multitasking.
But then they have to
there.
run all the way around the ramp to get back up and do more damage.
That's right,
and
yeah.
Jingtai is just really good at keeping them locked down and keeping towers up.
So I think that in the office we had a really fun game at one point where we had someone playing Jingtai, someone playing Tulam, and Tulam has his ability Landslide. It's very similar to Fling. He can charge in and throw someone back a little bit. And we had Tulam landslide somebody into a Jingtai, into a Cognazo rip line. And so it's just like, you are not getting away.
Sounds like a cheese play, but definitely a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
All right, so for sticking with NBA Ritlock, Lily switching it up and going with Vita instead of her Arami. Now, Skara, Cat the Cat, kind of his staple. He said it right from the beginning. He wants to play Cat the Cat. He's doing a really great job on him.
It's a good pick.
And Jingtai is his new follow-up. Now, the odd one, switching it up a little bit. I don't remember him. Did he play Suzuka last game? Yeah, he did.
Yes.
But look at on Dyrus' side here. Going with Jin So-yoon. Now, Dyrus has played the game a lot. I was actually a little surprised. I had not seen him on Jin So-yoon yet this tournament.
Yeah, he was kind of playing more of a support role in this in these games, where normally he's kind of more of an assassin skirmisher. So it was interesting to see him make those picks.
Yep, picking up the Riverfish early, getting that ultimate gauge, which is, I mean, Jin So-yoon's ultimate, very, very devastating. It stuns, does a ton of damage. Very, very good, powerful. First damage coming out here. Oh, Waffle getting caught out in the river, taken down by Koom.
It just goes to show you fishing is not a dangerous sport.
And this is the first time that we've seen Bonak being used as well. Jin So-yoon ult goes down, didn't hit anybody, but at least it's there. And
Let's call that
menacing.
a great zoning attempt.
Yeah. He just wanted to. We were talking about it, so he wanted the people at home to see what it looked
exactly.
like. Exactly. Cat pouncing in, but
going for a 2v1.
But yeah, Tajin in there with his ultimate. Cat the Cat
using that reflection to just burn him down. Using King the Cat to slow that Demonos down, make sure he's not getting away.
Demonos throwing down the shot, getting to the safety of the tower.
There's the fling. That's
Jingtai,
what we were talking about.
No, Jingtai, no.
Yeah, he ate a couple too many. Wow, they're just letting Demonos take them down with the support of these tower shots coming in here.
Little kill hungry there for sure. They chased that one a little bit too far. Now,
Yeah.
a victory early in the side lanes is good. You don't necessarily need kills, but if you can push people back and have them back enough when those towers, when those altars spawn, then you have an advantage on them.
Exactly.
Don't have to go too tunnel vision. Don't have to get those kills. NBA ults coming in.
Going for some damage support there.
Suzuka just melting through and taking down Lily. Yasuo killing Kasich. Suzuka with the
Sneaks out
juke.
with the cloak.
With the whoop, 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 whoop. And everyone is confused, doesn't know where Suzuki is. Meanwhile, she recalls back to safety.
Oh, Zuka can't run into each other.
Surprise! Cat the Cat using his survival skill there. He just jumps into a cardboard box and takes no damage.
He forces the swap there. Jing Tai is going to try and make it out. He's a very mobile master.
Yeah, but look at this. We've got Demino slowing down.
Oh, on the edge. Vita's ult saving the Jing Tai.
Not enough though. Not enough. Yeah, Demino's trying his best to keep the enemy team slowed to try and keep his team healed, but this is not going to be a good brawl for the red team. They're hitting the heal and they're backing out.
Now that heal is one of our auxiliary skills. You have many auxiliary skills when you come into Titan Ruins. You've got a heal, which is an AoE heal over time. You have a teleport that can allow you to teleport to Titan Sights and to Titan Eyes, which is the next one I'll talk about. Those ones are Titan Eyes. That's the next auxiliary skill. You can put that down. It's kind of like a vision ward that will allow you to have vision of that area. And the enemies can come up and channel on it and destroy it. We have another fight breaking out down here at the altar, though. Cat going in.
Dyrus taking tons and tons of damage. Gets locked down in the Tajin ult, which melts him down. Don't stand in the red damage. Unfortunately, you can't really control that if you can't move.
Well, Team Jared has gotten their first Titan out, too.
Scar taking some more tower shots. He needs to learn the range on those a little bit. Unless he was trying to get that last-minute fling before Statesman got to safety.
Might have been pulling it into his team. So Team Jared got that first Titan out. Now the OGs, they need just kill a couple Titan Knights to get a Titan out to kind of counter it themselves. Also taking that bottom altar.
Yeah, OGs are able to take that altar, but red team gets a kill, gets a Titan shard, and has their first Titan with the shield going up lane.
They have a tower in danger, taking a little bit of damage here. NBA is trying to hold it with his ultimate. Looks like he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, he'll be plenty fine. The minions are all dead. The Titan Knights are dead. And they don't have any altar hero to help them push. Good defense on the blue team side there. Suzuka's damage coming in. Tajin able to pop his own ult.
Swapping to Jin So-Young, pulling him in for the kill. Woo. That cheap pull.
Man, Jin So-Young has some pretty incredible mobility, especially with Suzuka as his other swap.
Yeah.
Tons of damage, tons of snaps. Dyrus is going to be getting a lot of kills this game.
Well, and especially because it's something that they have not seen Dyrus do yet, so it's kind of an unexpected wild card.
Great positioning on the blue team's Titan here. Why is this important? Because look at the positioning here. Titans are going to fight Titans before they hit towers. So he's got a tower shot on him. He's got teammates taking him down. He's got another Titan taking him down. They have pretty much
side towers.
They have pretty much a full health Titan from what would have been an even brawl in the middle of the lane.
Now, one thing I would like to point out about these turrets and about Titans and all that stuff, the things that you do, such as healing or even like Tajin's aura, that damage aura he has, they affect everything in the game. So if you're standing next to your turret and you throw up Tajin's Inspiring Presence, it's boosting the turret damage by 20%. If you're standing next to a Titan, it's boosting your Titan's damage by 20%. Same thing with heals. You can heal your turrets with Vita's weapon attack or Demonos' weapon attack. So things like that, really good to know. It can help you sustain a little bit more. NBA throwing that ultimate down in the middle of the team fight.
Yeah, I mean,
or I'm sorry, not team fight, but Titan fight.
Yeah, maybe he thought he had the safety of the tower there. Maybe a little bit too close, but gets sucked in from the Titan. And off he waddles.
Yep. As that Titan takes more and more damage, he is actually moving quicker. So he's going to be tough to catch as he's going down onto that turret up there.
Titan's just like, later, dudes. I got to go to the tower. You guys can handle this, right?
Well, he was nice enough to bring them that Titan shard.
Yeah. Good guy. All right, 18 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time here. Scores are still very even. Red team does have an extra Titan, but blue team not far behind. Lua with the ultimate.
Forcing that swap.
2v1 and two Luas.
Run, Tajin,
versus a Tajin. Tajin hits his ultimate. Nice, able to speed up. They might actually be able to take him down. Throwing the ultimate, trying to slow, but he's still really, really, really low.
Overshot it a little bit. Gets his swap off back to Vonak.
Lua jumps in.
Another ultimate.
They really want this kill, and they get it.
He did quite a bit of damage to them, though. He almost took him out.
It's very, very, very close. Meanwhile, Dyrus trying to get some buffs and XP here by taking out the jungle enemies.
We got a full health Titan coming in, punching that turret down.
1 point. Blue team needs 1 point to get their Titan on the field. That could possibly save this tower if they do it quick enough.
Yeah, I think that Titan's going to go down before the tower does, but Team Jared coming in to support their Titan, saying, we're not leaving you alone, and in the middle of their sentence, he explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not, okay, just kidding.
Attunement will now assist red team.
And another Titan Shard up for grabs. Where are we at on the Titan Shard count here? We've got 4 on the red team, 2 on the blue team. Blue team about to secure a third. I mean, Dyrus' team gonna have that Titan Incarnate first as long as things keep going the way that they're going. NBA just doing his due diligence, securing his tower as best he can. Single-handedly been defending that tower for pretty much all of the game.
That is true. That's a good position for him to
Demonos
be
ult
in.
right in the middle of the blue team. Lua's able to hop out of that with her skill and get to a position where she can do more damage. Skara
going off.
Right in NBA's face. NBA needs to switch. There's no way he's going to do damage to either of those two people. Unfortunately, Swap is not up. They're able to take him out. NBA, can't stress it enough. He is weak in melee range. You need to save your Swap.
You know, we're seeing this more and more as these games go on. People are taking melee champions that have dive capability, and NBA is getting blown up over and over.
Statesman getting sheepified, getting pounced on. Doing the Titan Incarnate.
He gets
he
it
manages
off.
to get it off. That team needs to run. It is 1v5, but that's...
Oh, they're burning him down, though. They're burning him down. He needs to use those skills.
Woo-wee. Wow.
You know, he didn't come out swinging.
Titan Incarnate's not invulnerable.
No, not at all. I think that if he had come out immediately used that Bone Crusher, that big leap smash that he's got, he could have, they were all bunched up. He could have damaged them quite a bit, knocked them down, thrown down his big old line slam, and probably killed a few of them before going down.
Just his basic attack combo, his third hit on his basic attack throws out a big line of damage as well and does some CC. If you would have gotten one of those out quick and then followed up with the Giant Haymaker, then there might have been some death there.
Well, and it seems like OG, they saw it coming, and as soon as the Titan Incarnate got off, when they failed to kill the Master that was transforming, they were able to kind of scramble, get away from that AoE damage, and burn it down quickly.
Yeah, just goes to show they are very powerful. They are not invulnerable. For sure, they can be taken down with coordinated team, and all 5 people could have turned tail and ran, and instead they're like, no, you know what, let's shoot this guy.
Well, and I think that is a really important comment, because a lot of times you see a Titan Incarnate come out, and people panic, and they try and just run and get away from it. Yeah. But
red team's going for something here. They're moving as a team in tandem. Dyrus leading the way on Suzuka, trying to ambush. Nice Lua ult stops that ambush right in its tracks, but they're still really quick. And with those snaps,
they got the interrupt on the altar.
Suzuka ult comes in, but unfortunately with multiple targets, it just doesn't do the damage that Dyrus was hoping for, and he goes down. But this fight is long from over. Oh, Skyra gets taken down by Mathis.
Another Lua ult knocking them up.
Tajin ult and Demonos ult speeding people up. They are going to be able to grab this tower.
The OGs, they need to come in. There's a shrapnel rocket interrupting it. Perfect.
Yes.
That's what they need to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. Any damage interrupts your channel for capturing those altars, and Lua is excellent at doing that from the safe range. Suzuka coming in stealth, trying to do some damage. Lua ult just too short, not able to knock him up, which would have been crucial for securing that kill. Suzuka stealths and runs away. At this point, they just want to make sure that they're either capturing this altar or preventing it from being captured. Lua backing off. It's still 2v2 here, but Statesman and Koom are very, very resilient tanks. Oh, Tajin taken down with a Statesman basic attack. Now, when Statesman goes into his ult, he gets a ranged attack, which does a ton of damage. And
not
he was
to
able
mention,
to snipe Tajin down.
It refreshes all of his abilities. That's one of the reasons that we've been able to see Statesman get out of stuff.
And with a smidgen of health, NBA is able to take the altar for his team there.
OGs have a Titan pushing down middle lane.
Vonok trying to get away from Cat the Cat with his ult, but it's
not going to work out for him.
Scar securing the kill on Tobias Fate.
Jinseon going in, maybe ill-advised, forcing that swap.
Switches over to Suzuka to try and get away. Does the quick dash. No health left. If he can get anything, just one Jingtai, use your stamina.
There it is.
Jingtai has one of the most mobile. Jingtai has one of the most mobile stamina, defensive abilities in the game. He hops up on the staff, but if you hit it again, he'll actually do a leap in a direction. That would have been able to catch up a little bit quicker.
I wonder if he hadn't taken Fling this time.
That's a good question.
No. We did see him use it earlier in the game, so he had to have had it.
Yeah,
Titan Incarnate coming out. Looks like he's trying to combat that Titan.
Titan dead in moments.
Yeah.
Those
core towers going down
impressively close.
Okay, the core is going to be vulnerable very
Dyrus
soon
chasing
here.
down with nice swap there on the chill. Oh,
that burst from Marina forcing a swap.
Where did she go? She went up and away. Dyrus says, yeah.
Oh, she gets taken out anyway, though.
like
Doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, she got that tower aggro at the end there.
Tower aggro took her down.
It was a good attempt, though. I would have almost just stopped in my tracks and tried to recall there. All right, time for Dyrus' team to get some buffs. Another Titan on play, but blue team is very, very close on their heels, 5 points away from their next Titan. If they time this right, they can get that Titan in their towers. A good strategy for blue right now is actually wait on those 5 points until that Titan gets close to their base. That way they can secure the shard, they can secure the kill, and have a high health Titan.
Well, they do have a Titan coming out, and they're going to have to worry about this top lane here because Ataman is pushing in. He's going to create a lot of pressure. Now, he's much easier to take out than a Titan
look at
is.
Dyrus' team here.
Going for Khazor one more time.
They've got a Titan on the field. They have an altar hero. They've got an ally in the top lane.
Okay, OGs, come on. See that they're not there.
Please. It looks like they're going to get distracted at the Titan.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and burn that Titan down.
Yep. This could be, once again, the turning of the tides. Nobody from Scar's team is coming to contest this, and Khazor is going down.
There it is.
And just like that, another Titan on the field as the first one falls.
So at this point, we are seeing a little bit of repeating. Well, yeah, a little bit of deja vu coming in. They're repeating that Khazor kill. You notice that they keep sending a Titan down middle, and as soon as that Titan's pressure is right up in the enemy base, they're able to divert their team to go to Khazor, secure that second Titan.
Let's be real clear about this, though. This game is definitely not over.
No, absolutely not.
We were still very close in points. We've got 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes left in the clock. We're even in towers. Jinso Yuno comes down. They're able to do a little bit of damage, but taken down. Blue team still all alive. Red team right on their tails with a Titan. That was a pretty good counter by the red team. Now they're going to be able to take out the blue team's Titan.
Yep, Team Jared is able to push them off, and they're going to be able to secure that Titan kill for sure.
Oh, but they're not done yet. Cat the Cat coming in, leading the charge. Suzuka in cloak, on his heels to try and pull out some damage, but blown away, just destroyed in a moment.
Scar is trying to escape, is skidding away on his cat little paws. Swaps out. Jingtai is not going to make it.
It was a valiant effort, but you know when you go in 1v5 with the Titans.
Yeah, I think that Jingtai's voiceover line there could help us out. He says this solves nothing, and that was true. 2v5ing against or 2v4ing against that whole team plus the Titan, that doesn't solve anything for you.
All right, red team making a push here. They still have a Titan on the field. Unfortunate thing for them is both the side towers are still up. So those are going to lay waste to both the red team as they push in and to the Titan.
Well, and that is the OG's ticket to victory here. They need.
Here come those lobbing. Look at the damage. Look at that
AOE
damage. Don't stand in that, red team. You're going to have to back out of this.
No, they are not going to be able to finish
dead
this
soon,
push.
and you're going to take some of that damage as well. But pulling in Kasich, getting the kill. The tower takes down the Titan. And blue team coming in with a pincher move. Maybe NBA's not the best person to pincher with. Swapping to Ritlock, that's a little bit better.
That Suzuka ultimate comes out, and Vita blows it ultimate.
Dyrus, you're going to hang out with us for a while, and then you're going to die.
A little bit of BM there.
Meanwhile, Waffle's like, nope. DJ Coombs strutting away to DJ another day.
So Team OG, they came back. They're grabbing a Titan shard from this Titan monolith right now. It looks like they're going to try and secure King Tanian.
Yeah.
That'll give them 30 points, which will be more than enough to get a Titan for them.
Yeah. Finally seeing Scar's team using these objectives. Yes, they just wiped the enemy team. They are 5 points away from a Titan. This is perfect for them. They can get some macro objectives while Dyrus' team regroups, and they're going to be pretty much neck and neck once they kill this boss here. King Tanian goes down. A little bit of anger. 30 points on the field, or on the board for that.
We also see that both of the altars are up. So they need to, OG, actually both teams really need to work to secure these altars, but especially OG, they need to hang on to those side turrets. It is the only thing saving them right now.
Yep, Statesman trying to go in to see what's going on. Scouting is met with Alua, who does his damage and backs him off, but Dyrus is coming back in with force, trying to pull in Lua.
Decides maybe not such a good idea.
Like 80% of his health taken out with that Lua rocket. The Titan side is secured, but is it going to be worth Mathis' life? He throws down the field, slows it. Look at this. Look at Suzuko just waiting. Stealth comes in.
Waiting for that
Waiting for
ultimate.
the perfect moment. No, decides to go back into the brush and recall. Look at the damage that Dyrus could have done if he stayed here. The tower, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he could have gotten a couple kills there.
It's hard to say. I mean, yeah, that tower was definitely helping, but both of his teammates were very low. Ottoman was pushing in. You have a whole 5-man team pushing your top lane. Who knows? You know, maybe he could have turned the fight there, but hard to say.
All right, blue team, for the first time in 3 matches, is focusing these side towers now. Jinsu
and
Yunol goes
ultimate
down.
going down.
Dyrus pays for his life with it. Yeah, Skara's team takes down one of those side towers, working diligently to push with his
This
Titan.
could be it. Titan and Ottoman pushing
Red
the
team
core.
coming out just in time with their Titan.
Titan Incarnate.
Titan Incarnate.
Pull out that hammer. Go to work on the
Could
core,
this
buddy.
be the redemption game for Skara's team? Now, look at this. Titan Incarnate doesn't care at all about the enemy team. He's focusing all of his effort on
And
that
he is
tower.
going
He wants
to get
this
it.
win.
There is
Skara
no
says,
way.
you've taken me down twice. This might be a bonus game, but I am not going down without a fight. Skara's team takes the bonus round. 2-1 still in favor of Dyrus's, but man, they really came back with a vengeance
That's
there
right.
to show that we are still a force to reckon with here.
It looked like they were in trouble there a few minutes ago, but they were able to redouble the. I think right when they took King Tanian, they were able to get that Titan out, use that Titan's pressure to secure both altars, really, Adaman was the main thing that they got.
Yeah.
Because it allowed them to push in with a Titan and Adaman, kill that side turret, clear away the AoE damage, and really just burn that core down with the Titan Incarnate.
Let's kick it back to Maggie and let's take a look at the scoreboard here.
Yeah, that was an insane match. A lot of back and forth. Yes, I don't even care if it doesn't count. We still have Team Jared with 5 points. This next game match is worth 6, so there's a chance that the best of 3 in the mini games could bring the OG guys back, but we'll see if that happens. In the meantime, wow, what a match. I think that there was an insane amount of time, insane amount of things that happened at the 12-minute mark, and that is kind of like where things started rolling.
Can we bring up the scoreboard here real quick?
I don't know if we still, yeah. Let's see if we can have that up here real quick here. But I think that moment was where we kind of saw, we had like a 415 moment where that was what the scoreboard was at, and then Team Jared got that 515 points from that boss fight. But OG Group had that tower. Basically, we saw the same thing that happened last time, right?
Yeah.
We saw a Titan go down middle, and then they take advantage of that and take objectives, right?
Yep.
But OG did something different this time. They finally won a fight, came back, took objectives, and were able to push up that top lane. I know we constantly say this in like previous matches that we've talked about, where like MXM kickoff tournament, those side lanes are so important to start taking.
Yes. Yep.
You can take down those side towers, and that's like your opening to the core if you want to get the core as the objective.
Well, and
So
not to
that's-
mention, it seems like Scar's team, you know, they capitalized on their, and we can see it here in these replays, they capitalized on their better team fighting potential and were allowed to build off of that instead of trying to be on the defensive all the time.
I think Team OG did some things that were a little bit like that fight down that middle lane. They kind of went a little too ham and got themselves caught off guard, and then Team Jared was able to like swipe them up and clean it up.
That's definitely true, but I think that when they were being pushed into their base and they got that team fight off, and they finally were able to roll off of a victorious team fight and take back a lot of the map.
That is, I think that is the, like we were saying, that was where
Yeah.
things turned, and finally they took some objectives. I think that was one of our main concerns, was like, man, they're getting all these team fights, but they're not taking advantage of it and getting those kills.
Yeah, so the score in this game, very, very close. I think it
Right
ended
here we're seeing that.
628 points for the team that lost to 600 points for the team that won. Now,
So close.
Now, Skara's team did a very, very good job at keeping kills on the board. Now, the odd one himself, I think, got 10 kills for that team. And that's
This
a
fight
ton
is
of points.
so funny to me. He's like running away because the Titan shards just slow you down, and you're like, "There's nothing you could do
Didn't
about
quite
that."
make it, yeah.
When that is like the gif of that moment when you know your death is imminent.
Yeah, bring
Like
up the
it's
scoreboard
gonna
here again,
happen.
please, if you can. A couple of things I just want to mention on here real quick before we move on. Yeah, so look how even this was. The same amount of Titans. The score was almost even, and the blue team like ended with it felt like a devastating victory, but it was close all the way through. Red team even got Kazor. again,
yeah,
and managed to do that. But even with Kazor, even with the Titan oppression that they had going against them, the teamwork from these people. Look at that. 10 kills on the odd one, 9 kills on Skara, 67% kill participation, and 10 assists on Skara as well.
But this is why you see that Team Jared constantly goes for the odd one. As soon as they see him, they call him out, and they're like, kill him, kill him, kill him. It's because he's a killing machine.
He's that carry.
But getting all those kills, let's look alternatively at the red side. 3, 3, 2, 4, 4. Look at the kills compared to 10 and 9 and all that kill participation that's going on up there.
And I think
those kills
back
kept
to
them
that team fight potential I was talking about.
Exactly. Those kills kept them in the game, and it kept them getting those points that were necessary to call Titans out, which countered against even the huge things like Kazor, the Kazor kills and everything else that happened.
Well, and not to mention, you were kind of talking about how it seemed like that was a devastating defeat at the end there, when really the reality of the situation was Team Jared was ahead almost that entire game, right? And OG came back in the end. So it kind of goes to show you that in Titan Ruins, one good play can turn the tide of the game.
Yeah, that's one very, very important
thing. We talked about this earlier, was that the steamroll is not necessarily
exactly.
there. You get moments of power, and you can utilize that correctly or incorrectly.
Yeah.
And
or Vita can ult your Titan incarnate.
Well, that's a moment of power, I would say.
I see your moment of power.
I say no.
Well, it also worked in his disadvantage at that one time where he popped it off, was alone, and his team abandoned him. I saw Waffle just nope. That moment of nope and running away and left him there.
All right, so we are going into mini games.
Loading into the mini games. Let's see what we got here.
Jump rope is actually one of my favorite ones,
so
just because of the animations.
I like the music in this one. It always.
Keep in mind, these mini games are completely random when you load into them. You never know what you're going to get. You see these beams coming across, and you need to jump over them.
Okay. Yep. Right now, it's pretty simple. There's one beam. Pretty soon it's going to get really freaking nuts, and there's going to be like 4 beams. There's going to be lightning falling from the sky, depending on how long people survive. It is pretty awesome. Let's listen in and hear.
I just want to mention that when Lily was practicing this, it was the funniest thing. She's like the best reactions ever.
Now everyone still has the swap mechanic. Everyone has a health bar on either their masters. Masters are picked randomly.
I hate when I think I jumped over it.
And none of your skills matter in this. Like
you don't get to use any skills in this.
Not today, laser light.
The riddle box.
I like his like, not today.
Oh, no. So the riddle boxes are very trolly. Half the time they affect everybody else. Half the time they affect you.
And sometimes it can be, oh, I'm healed, and other times it can be, oh, I'm scared and feared for 5 seconds.
Yep. In that case, it terrified Skara for 3 seconds, and he ran right into a lightning rope.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my.
So we're a minute into this match. Everyone's still jumping. A little bit of health gone, but again, these characters can swap to another master. But if one master dies, they are out. So swapping between the characters to try and mitigate that damage is very important.
Character matters.
And here we go. We're getting.
Some feel really clunky, and some
we're getting
feel
a little
really
bit into it more, where we're having more and more beams coming down.
Oh, Skara taking a couple big hits there, not quite able to jump. Boomeroo is an
making
amazing
friends
jumper.
with the beams.
Nope.
Skara going 70% move speed on Skara for 7 seconds. That's pretty nice. That's going to help him jump over those things.
Why you do these?
Are you all right?
We already have one going down.
Okay.
2 going down.
Kasich and Lily taken down.
With two
We're left with 4.
Have been defeated.
But not forgotten.
Oh. Skara doing actually a pretty good job of navigating those ropes.
I got to say, upstairs when they were playing upstairs and we were warming up for everything, Skara was doing pretty good in the mini games.
I mean, this might be the mode that carries their team to victory.
Also, I'm hungry.
Oh, what's happening now? Oh,
everyone
shocked. Tyrus activates the riddle box and shocks everyone, causing massive damage to everybody. Lightning is starting to rain down from the sky, in addition to these ropes that they have to jump over. This is going to get really crazy really quick. And this is just one of 11 different games that we have. All of them are fun. Slow down. Don't step in the sludge.
Everyone is just clinging to life here. Notice everyone's dropped about 30 to 40% health. Oh, taking another hit. We might. No, there's the swap. All right.
That swap's not going to help very much. All right, tethers have changed. We now have the I don't know what they call it. Lightning.
We got some spinny beams.
Lightning, spinny beams, lightning sprinklers.
Lightning sprinklers. What a terrifying concept that would be.
Oh my God, Scar.
Oh, there. Yep. Things are getting real now. Scar's got one single hit left.
Little riddle box popping up. Let's see what it is.
Move speed. That's going to help very, very much against especially those spinning beams. Oh!
Oh, no.
Oh, just hit with his foot. Not jumped quick enough. The winner is Marthus, and he secures the point for his team. Can he survive for 2 more seconds?
I think he's all right.
All right. So Mathis secures the point for his team as we move into the next minigame. Just barely out-surviving Skara. So these here, obviously a lot more lighthearted fun than the intense
Yeah, totally
brawling
a lot more
matches that
fun.
we've seen.
And obviously that was a score for Team Jared. Well, not a score yet, but that's one. We're gonna have 2 more matches. We'll see how those go. But man, even the people in the chat were like, "This actually is pretty fun." They're making fun of Skara for like being good at mini games, but it's cracking me up.
You know, the thing is, like
I said, it makes your heart race.
Yeah.
Like it's intense.
it's actually a lot more difficult than it looks.
Yeah.
At first it looks easy, and then as time goes on, the game's just like, oh, how about some spinny lasers of death on top of falling?
And not to mention, you know, when you get down to that moment when it's just 2 people left and you both have just a little sliver of health, it's pretty tense.
Yeah. And it depends on the mini game, and I think we're going to be rolling into our next one right now and
The
see
Mario
which one we get.
Let's see what we got.
Cheesecake kid, that was super fun, not gonna lie.
All right, loading up the next game here. As I said, we do have 11 different ones.
Oh, it's a race.
The obstacle race. So sprint.
What the heck is
Everybody is basically against each other
God.
here, trying to be the first person to cross the finish line. Obviously, there are obstacles. We got some more lightning
I've never
sprinklers.
seen this one.
Well, let's see if the teams decide to help each other out, or if they say, it's every man for himself. Run the course and see what happens. Oh, nope.
Skara leading the way currently.
Oh,
Everybody else got cut off by that
If you just get on ahead,
platform,
like,
so
it's hard to
Making his
fuck up.
jumps like a pro. Look at this lead
I'm
that
just-
Skara has taken. Now we do have some obstacles here coming up.
now if he gets hit by
shocked for the
I
first
was
time.
just about to say, if he gets
Now
hit by anything.
Now, important thing to note here: characters don't have health in this mode. They
I
can
know,
be slowed
right?
down.
I was thinking.
Sprinty shoes
I wish you could
going
choose
on to.
anything.
Oh man,
Yeah.
look at Skara,
Oh.
commanding
No,
lead
it's a
over
random
everyone,
aspect.
jumping
Oh,
over
I
those
missed
laser
that.
ropes like a
You're
pro,
Oh no.
running backwards.
Well, you know, Pankuga's a boxer. He has the coordination to do that.
Oh, not that one.
Oh my God.
Man, Skara, I was just talking you up, and you run into a lightning beam.
Some rockets there going out to slow people down.
Oh, there was probably a secret way over there.
More lightning beams.
And you hear in how someone just mentioned there's probably a secret way. There are some
what
secret
is this
paths
There
on
are
the
ways
level.
to sabotage
Oh, where
other
are we
people.
going?
Some more rockets that slow people down. Oh, we got someone hot on his heels though.
Homing rockets too.
If he takes even 1 or 2 of these rockets, it's going to slow him down, and the other person's going to be able to catch up. But nope, like a
That
pro,
looks like Skara.
just trotting across the finish line, causing
How is
everyone
Skara
else.
so far ahead?
And you know, a lightning sprinkler at the end just for good measure.
Yeah.
Nice job, Skara. Look at that.
Good job, man.
There was not a moment there where he had any competition in that.
I think we know how Skara spent all of his time.
He spent it just playing
Yeah.
mini games. Oh,
GG
gosh.
easy.
I'm wondering, is Team Jared gonna lose because of mini games?
It could be.
Oh man, that would be tragic.
Oh man. And we're gonna go into the next round. They're gonna be playing another mini game. I hope we get another random. I love the race ones. Those ones are the most fun.
Yeah. Yep. There's a couple of ones that are really hectic that involve jumping, that involve dodging damage and stuff like that. There's a couple foot race ones too that are all a lot of fun.
And as we heard Lily and Skara, they were talking. They're like, "This is actually pretty fun."
I think the kind of like bullet hell one, and then I can't remember what it's called. Wow, I'm blanking. But it's platforms that go up and down.
Oh, yeah,
and
and
you
then
have
there's laser
electrical
beams coming down,
discharges.
yeah.
So you have to be on lower
that one
levels
gives
or
me
higher
anxiety.
levels.
I don't like that one.
Oh, I love it.
That's a lot of fun.
And the one where like the floor falls and like people can
People
bump
have,
you
like,
off.
bumpers
yeah,
on
I'm
them?
like,
Yeah.
what? No, none. I hate platformer things. Like that is not my thing.
So we're jumping in.
Oh no!
Oh, this is what I was just talking about.
Yes,
Perfect.
lightning runner. Lily, not a fan. Listening into the commentary there as everyone celebrates how much they love this map.
So just so everybody
Oh, and then when
here
it comes
or
from the top, it comes
understands
down.
kind of how this works, that lightning charging up around the edges there, that shocks the bottom, and you're gonna see
okay.
tethers going across the top there. So if you're
Gotcha.
raised up,
So
then you're
mind
not
games.
going to be able to avoid those. And occasionally, you're going to see some discharges hitting horizontally across the map too as we go on later.
This is where it starts getting crazy too.
I
We've
hate
got platforms coming up and down. We've got laser ropes going across. We've got lightning striking the bottom. Quickly, people are going to start falling here.
Looks like a lot of damage has already been taken.
Fuck. I mean, poop.
Jumping up, trying to dodge as much as they can.
Can I have a redo?
Now, the important thing about this match, you can't just get tunnel vision. You can't act right now. You have to watch one step ahead too, because these platforms are constantly raising, constantly falling. You have to watch the charging of the lightning around the outside of the arena there.
That's right.
And
So
you have to
a lot of
watch
it's
out for
about timing.
For the giant rope of lasers that are coming through and trying to zap you as well. You can drop down at one moment, but you have to watch where the platform.
Oh God, what's happening?
You can make it
On
again.
the platform.
Oh no.
And now we get the lasers going across the entirety of the map as well.
And it's getting a little bit more hectic here as we have a second string of electrical ropes being brought in, and now
I'm
the
dead. I'm
top
so
is going to be activating soon, where we're going to have those horizontal blasts coming across.
We got wrecked.
This is I don't like this game.
So it looks like everybody is still kind of hanging in there,
Yeah,
keeping
Lily
their
was-
health.
Lily was
And
taking damage, but
please
she's also
win
the
for
one
the
who said
sake of
that
the OG.
this was not her favorite map. Probably for unfortunately good reason.
well, and you know, this map has a tendency to knock people out all at once.
Yeah, the fun part is when lasers shoot from all three of the lanes.
Yeah, of course.
You have to dodge everything and still avoid.
I mean, you
two
can
sets
see-
of lightning tethers going across now.
Just right now, it's getting crazy.
Excuse me?
This is just sad to see.
Uh-oh, that bottom's charging
no
up.
one
Gotta
died yet.
jump up. Gotta get off the top part.
Also got lasers shooting on.
Oh
This is getting real crazy real quick. People are going to start dropping.
I'm
very,
surprised
very
that
fast.
people are
Laser
still
in the
alive.
middle, having to avoid it. Laser up top, shocking, and just in time to get hit with another tether of the alt
no!
2.
Might as well just permanently become a spectator.
Uh-oh. Hitting the middle,
Laser
hitting
in
the bottom.
middle, dodging it. Oh, two
Everyone,
people taking damage.
everyone
Another
hit.
two people take damage.
I can't believe no one's died yet.
Dyrus, just on his last leg here, makes a swap to someone who has a little bit more health.
We could just hear from both sides, people just
teams.
yelling out
No
over and
one's
over
died. I'm
again.
just so
Crazy.
bad at video games.
Oh,
Yay! Oh no,
Taken
he's dead.
down. Skara goes down. Not going to be able to secure the victory for his
He's
team
not-
this time.
Oh no,
Who
poison.
do we have left here? We've got Dyrus switching over to Lua. We've got Kasich.
oh no!
Lots of death. Lots of death. Dyrus, thanking everyone, getting the last minute death there.
And that
And
is-
that's
that
what I
is
just
a
said. It has a
team-
tendency
that
to
is a
just
team
wipe
Jared
everyone out.
Take it.
Swipe
I'll take it.
with a 11-0.
Oh, boy.
That is nuts. These guys picked their
That was
teams.
crazy.
Skara picked his team, so he kind of like made his own bed there.
Yeah, Scar tried. He
So
tried
we're going
very
to start
hard.
setting up the winning team over here. We're going to do a little interview with them. But let's kind of recap everything that you guys kind of saw today and maybe kind of give some advice to people going into beta and like kind of what things that they can do to improve on their gameplay from watching that and learning from it.
So biggest piece of advice going into beta is sign up for beta. Go
Yes.
do
Yes.
that right now.
Play
PlayMXM.com. All you have to do is create an NC Soft account, and you get in. As long as we got room for you, you're getting in. So the quicker you do it, the more you're guaranteed to do it. You get an exclusive skin if you participate enough. Please come in, play, help us test the game. We want to make it as best as we can before we launch. But I guess as far as learnings go, especially in Titan Ruins, it is not a snowball game. It
Not at
is
all.
not about.
I would say when someone's taking the boss, go contest
Go
it.
contest it. Yeah.
Secondly,
Awareness.
if they're and I mean that is awareness, but like when someone's got a boss coming down, like a Titan coming down the mid, you probably want to see where they're at before you just
Yeah.
go fight that boss because they might be trying to take an objective.
Well, and that's kind of the thing in Titan Ruins. It's the difference between something like Titan Ruins and a MOBA that you might be used to is that there's always an objective. There's always something to go and do. And it's not just about pushing your opponent's base. So if you have cleared an altar, like let's say you get Ruark, you unlock Ruark, maybe Ataman's up, maybe Khazor's up, maybe Tanian's up.
Yep.
You know, you have, or even just securing those Titan sites so that you can see when your opponents are actually trying to secure objectives.
That is a key thing. I don't think we got to see the fog of war as much. We probably should have shown that a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, let's talk about this first of all. We're in beta and we already have observer mode for our 5v5, our 3v3, and we're looking at some
several
other
game modes.
Yeah, we're trying to look at some of the other game modes because we know people really like commentating and things like that over them. So just keep that in mind as well. That's insane, I think. So good job, dev team.
Very, very good.
Good job, dev team.
And I guess another thing to mention in Titan Ruins that we didn't quite get to see today too is how much the timer and how much points matter.
Yes.
We've had so many games internally and in our last betas and tournaments and stuff that have been decided by 10 seconds left on the clock and someone finally takes the core, or they get just enough points when that timer ticks 0 to win the victory. So there's not just one way to win Titan Ruins. You have to change your strategy. You have to change up how things do depending on what that scoreboard looks like.
Well, I mean, even just in our last stream that we did, the Titan Ruins match that we did in that last stream, it ended by timer, and I'm a little salty about that because I was on the enemy core. I had it at 40%.
It was so close.
And then our timer ran out. So I mean, it's one of those things where you need to really pay attention to all 3 win conditions: timer, points, and the core.
All right, and we're going to be heading over to our interview here in a moment, so I just want to let you guys do a last say. So if there's anything you want to tell the audience out there who are going to be playing during the beta, which the beta starts on the 6th, and again, you can sign up at playmxm.com.
Yeah, I mean, as I will stress it again, please sign up for beta if you want to help us test this game, if you want to get in early, if you want to get an exclusive skin that you'll never be able to get again, then absolutely get in, play those games, get that skin, and start giving us feedback on the game. Because we're in our final push before launch here. We are launching this summer. Now's the time to get in on MXM and get things played. Myself, Rumpelo, Juji, Sunshine, everybody you saw up here is going to be playing as well. Come in, give us your feedback personally. Put it on the forums, please. Kick our butts in Titan Ruins, all that stuff. Really looking forward to getting in and playing with you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Our beta is on April 6th. It starts on April 6th. I'm going to be there. Like Sean said, we're all going to be there. So come play some games with us, and we hope to see you on the bridge.
All right, and now we are turning the tide over here to the winning team. You guys demolished them. I don't even know what to say on that front. Darius, you want to kind of run us through what just happened?
Our team was better, and then we felt bad for them, so I picked something bad, and then they demolished us in the last 5 vs. 5.
Yeah? You guys were actually giving them some little love?
Well, maybe not my team, but I was trying out something new, and it didn't really work out for me.
Good guy, Dyrus. He's always trying to show the love. And your team here has just been kicking butt. So I don't know if you guys want to kind of talk about what your thoughts are on MXM, and I mean, obviously you've gotten to play a lot, so maybe what you are thinking about the changes that you've seen from the alpha into the beta.
So I do like the play of the game kind of thing at the end. I do like a lot of the changes that I've seen was one of the big ones was being able to skill up your abilities outside of the base, because before it would be you'd have to go back and do it, but there's a separate talent tree for that, so there's a lot of depth in it, and the nodes are pretty cool where you can kind of customize your character to your liking.
And you can get those nodes in PvE or PvP, so you're not if you don't like one mode, you don't have to play it. So it's kind of a really nice aspect of that. I kind of want to see what everyone else's opinion. I don't know if you want to pass the mic down to them, see what their thoughts are. I mean, obviously, Mathis, I think they called you Marthis at one
Close.
time.
I get called Marthis, Matthias.
I was
I mean, pretty much anything
that is
but
not
Mathis
his name.
is what I get called. But yeah,
this is your first time getting to play. So
it was my first couple days playing it. It's really, really fun. I think what I like about the 5v5, which is I think my favorite mode, is that there's just a lot to think about, and you're never truly so far behind that you can't come back. There's a lot of comeback mechanics. The Titans keeping an eye on the points, trying to play out the clock if you're playing from behind, but you still have more points. It's just a lot of fun, and there's always action going on, and the boss I think is really can be a game changer. That Titan boss, if you're down far enough, you can still maybe try and sneak that boss out. And get an extra Titan.
It's kind of an interesting gameplay mechanic. What you guys did very well was you took an advantage of that. So you tossed that out there, and then you were like, all right, now's the time to go take an objective. And I think that was an amazing play. I mean, we've seen that from every other team members that we've seen play in the past, and it's been a really great strategy.
Yeah.
All right, Waffle, what do you think? Waffle ran away and abandoned you, Dyrus. Let's just talk about that.
What?
There was a
Excuse
moment
me.
where Dyrus was like, he like ulted on everybody, and then you just ran away and left him.
But I went
you
to go
left
run
him.
to kill their
No,
Titan
you
core.
left to run away.
Okay, maybe I did. He deserved it a little
No,
bit.
it's okay.
It was because it kept playing the same song over and over again in the lobby, and it was just drilled into my head.
Oh no, were they playing
Yeah.
upside down?
Yeah, upside down. It was great. No, 3v3 mode was my favorite. That was really intense. It was really fast paced. It wasn't super long, so it was like, if you didn't, I don't have like the longest
It's
attention
digestible,
span.
yeah.
So it was good, and it was very skill based as well. Like you had to get call outs when people like transform.
It's
you
full
could switch
on
out.
brawl, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my favorite, and I think we destroyed in that one pretty well.
Yeah, you guys, oh my gosh. It wasn't even a fight. At a point, I feel so bad. We got to get some opinions back here. Try not to kill everybody with it.
I really like the game, actually. I really like the 2 champion feature, how you could like switch out champions, go back to like a full health bar while like let your other champion just chill. And I like the mini games, like probably the most. I thought the mini game was just like the best. And I
Really?
like, yeah,
That's
just because like it's like
amazing.
so short and it's like really quick. Like it's quick and it's fun. And the game in general, like all the game modes are just like really short. Like you could fit in a ton of games, like. In a
I'm
short
still
period of
trying
time.
to get them to allow us to do mini games while you're queuing for matches. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm like, please make it happen.
Hi. So, the gameplay, phenomenal. I mean, 90% of the match, these guys pretty much carried me, but someone's got to do poorly every time. Personally, I think the skins are really good.
What's your favorite skin? Which character?
The Tajin, it's the marine one. It's like
Oh,
the
okay.
blue, I don't know what it was called. I know someone over there is using it as well, but, yeah, it's a good game. I like it.
All right.
It's not bad.
Awesome. And we also have the losing team over here. I want to get their opinions. Well, minus the Lily. I guess Lily's just like, no. She abandoned you guys. She's like.
Yeah, after we lost, there was our morale was so low. We lost one of our members. He decided to leave the team.
Oh no, she's going over here with Team
I think
Jared.
she decided to leave the esport completely. She's just gone. She's out the door.
All right, what were your guys' favorite modes, and kind of go down the line here?
Well, I really like playing Cat. I think that as the day progressed, I realized how to play the character, and then I was like super annoying the last 2 games because you would just like jump on them and then you'd CC them for literally the entire duration. And then they tried to attack you, you'd reflect half their damage, so they just kill themselves. So it was just like, oh, okay. But I never found out what to pair Cat with. The entire time I was just like, maybe this character, not this one either.
So I know one of our guys always uses that, and he likes to do Mundo Zax with it.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's too many characters. I couldn't find the right, like,
You will.
complement.
You'll find it. Give you some time during the beta. You're gonna find your groove, man.
Hey, I didn't think I was going to be number 2. That's exciting.
Yeah, he just passed all these guys. He's like, no.
So before we start, I just want to say, Scar, really the greatest leader I've ever seen. We might have lost, but the courage and the love and the belief, I mean, I think that's what really matters.
You guys can talk to me still.
Where's your fifth teammate?
I didn't hear you.
Where is your 5th teammate?
Oh, the VM.
I still didn't hear you.
He said, "Where's your 5th teammate?"
Oh, she's meditating because she threw the game because she respects all of you and couldn't face it,
All right, Kasich, you're just such a troll. Tell us what your favorite modes were. Did you enjoy the game? I know this was your kind of first time checking it out.
I really enjoyed it. I don't typically play MOBAs, but I thought it was really interesting. The thing that I like the most is the fact that you can switch in between the heroes, just because I feel like it adds a lot of change, and the synergy that you need between both things are very interesting. And I think the chat would agree the mini games are just really fun.
They're fun to watch too.
I didn't think they would be fun just because they're mini
Scar
games.
was stressing me out in that one with the race one.
Oh, Scar was going crazy. I still couldn't believe you were that far ahead. But again, team leader, full of spirit and energy. Mathis knows. He's like, man, I wish I had a
All
captain
right,
like that.
Let's toss the mic over
but yeah,
to
here
the
you
odd
go.
one. Let's see what his thoughts are. The odd one, they kind of named their group after you, I feel like.
I don't know. They sort of just did it. Like, I guess. It just happened that OG happens to have odd as one of the words, so they just took it. And I have to unquestionably follow anything Scara does. Our great leader, Scara. There we go.
Just so you know, Dyrus was saying that he decided not to pick you because he was trying to, you know, let you fend for yourself and try new things and have new friends.
Nah, he just backstabbed me, so it was pretty rough.
Oh!
It was pretty rough, but now I'm with Scara, so.
Oh,
Team
is
Scara.
there going to be like a crib breakup? We have like cribs
I
episode.
don't know. I think Scara's a great leader. There we go. Like, sure, he led us into losses, but our morale was high, and that's all that matters.
That's good. As long as you guys were having fun, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. What are your thoughts for us?
My favorite part?
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the game?
First, I was gonna say hero swapping, and then he said that, and then I was gonna say mini games, and then he said that. So, no, but seriously, I think the hero swapping ultimately is a really cool. It's a nice twist that's like one of the big things that aren't in other MOBAs. So it's nice. A lot of different combinations and things you can do with that. So I think that's really cool. And the mini games are awesome. It's like Fusion Frenzy 2.0. Well, I think they did Fusion Frenzy 2, so maybe 3.0, something like that. It's good though. It's fun. It's a nice thing to mix it up. And the lobby. I don't know if anyone talked about the lobby, but like that social aspect where everyone can spam that same song and drive people like waffle nuts. It's a good thing, I think. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. I hope that you really enjoyed it. I know we're going to see a few of you playing in beta for sure. And you guys back home are going to be able to play with us as well. PlayMXM.com. Just sign up over there and join us. But we're going to wrap things up for the evening here. We're going to let these guys go and chill because they've been rocking all day. And thank you guys so much. Thank you guys back home. Thank you all of the people who have helped with the NCSoft staff as far as the event goes. And we hope that you guys enjoyed the stream as well as the game. And I hope we see you in beta. Now, to end things up, we're going to be tossing things over to the one, the only Grimecraft. And he's going to be tossing out some jams. I think he actually is going to be mixing some things with some MXM music as well. So see you guys next time. Twitch.tv/PlayMXM. Follow us on all the things.
Go.
Awesome.
I like it. I love this game. It's pretty fun.
It's a really fun game.
Alright, we got a Titan coming up. Right, so I'm dead.
Oh, I'm a Titan.
Oh! Hey, of course. Get him.
I got wrecked.
Okay, they're sitting over there, and they look quite cozy.
He's the kid.